Yeah.
And you've accepted
like, I don't feel bad for being myself. Like, there was a point where, like, I've always been myself. I've always been, different. A little different.
Yeah.
But then there was a point, but growing up, I always felt like, oh, I'm so different. I'm so weird. Like,
you felt like an alien or something.
Yeah.
Just like,
and then there was a point where I was just like, it's okay to not want to talk when you go out. It's okay to, like, not want to do the things that people want to do. You know what I mean? Like,
Target special?
I love Target.
Do you?
I love Target.
Where's your favorite place to shop of all time?
Target.
Really?
I go.
What is it about Target that you
I love
so fond of?
I think, like, I thought about it, like, what is it about Target that everyone loves? Like, why do people go here so much? And I think it's the lighting. And the lighting, like, how it hits the floors, like, when they mop their floors.
It does have very specific lighting.
It does. And
like, the lights are so, like, white and bright.
Yeah. And it's just a good feeling. I don't know.
I
like going there for everything.
You ever notice, like, Target has a specific scent?
No, that's
like, it smells a certain way.
Yeah.
It's almost like a little popcornish, like you can kind of smell.
Yeah, and they do have popcorn popping up, at the snack bar.
Do they?
Well, maybe. But I just like going to Target I go there like probably once a week for something.
Really?
I do. I really do.
Is it?
For anything. And now that they have food, like, if I need something, I'll just probably go get it from Walmart.
No, at my Target over here, they have like a Pizza Hut built in too.
Oh, wow.
And so, like, Pizza Hut has this, like, Alfredo, it has, like, some pasta dish.
Oh, yeah. I've had it before.
Really?
Yeah.
The white one, right? Like, the white pasta with the squiggly pasta.
It's pretty well.
And, I'm a fan.
You're like, I go to Target.
Sometimes I just go straight for the pasta. Like, who would have thought, like, I'd be going to Target just for pasta?
Like, see, it draws everyone in.
Yeah.
Whatever you like, they have it.
Last time I was at Target was for. You ever get embarrassed of, like, what you bring to the counter?
Yeah, sometimes I think about that. I'm like, wow, bringing this to the counter.
Yeah, like, I think.
But, like.
What did I buy last? I bought, what was it? I think it was, what was it?
What did I buy?
It was, no, it was soap. That's what it was.
Oh.
It was soap.
Yeah.
And, at first I was gonna get, like, they really rip you off with soap, man. They really, like, it's a bar, a 12 count of a bar of soap. First of all, do you use bar soap or you use body
I use
wash?
bar soap, but I use body soap from time to time,
Really? You switch back and forth?
Well, not really. Like, I use bar soap now, but in the past I have used body, like, wash. But I like bar soap now.
Why do you like bar soap?
I don't know what it is. I just like it.
It's a good time. It's a little bit more reassuring to me.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I used to use soap that was, like, made by someone. Like, I would get it at a farmer's market.
Oh, wow.
Get some, like,
real
oat
organic,
milk.
Like,
yeah, I like.
That's a different kind of, like, connection right there.
I know. I liked it, and I love the woman that makes it.
Yeah.
She has all types of different soaps. But I used to just get that, but I stopped going to that market. So now I use Dr. Bronner's.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I don't know, I just like it. I use, like, the lavender.
Dr. Bronner's, I heard you can use it for anything.
Yeah, like, if you buy the
literally
liquid,
anything.
you really can.
What scent do you use?
I use lavender. I love lavender. Yeah, it's just
cool.
like I just use that, but it's simple. Like and
you
it
can
works.
you can wash your hair with it. You can like wash your body with it.
Yeah, but they have the liquid, but the liquid is a little bit more harsh. Like for me.
Yeah, because you can literally wash your tub with it. Like you can do anything.
Yeah. So and I have like I would pour like too much in my hand. And it would just be too much, so now I just use like the bar soap and I wash my face with it and I wash everything. It's like I don't know. I feel clean.
So does Dr. Bronner's have like a bar soap?
They do. They have different kinds.
That's the one you use or not?
Yeah, that's the one I use. I like it.
I might make a switch, man.
You should. I mean, what do you use?
Right now, I think I just got Olay. Okay. See, here's the thing, right? So, for the last couple months, I've been in purgatory because I got like this ridiculous amount of soap from Costco.
Okay. Oh.
On sale, like it was like it was like on sale. It was like a Kirkland brand. Yeah. And that shit was trash. It was a terrible soap, man. So like it was not good soap. And but at the same time, I didn't want to throw it away because it's like I spent like $15 on this thing.
You just bought it. You thought it would work.
I was like, this is. At the time, I was like, hey, this is a lot of
good deal.
I was like, this is a lot of bang for my buck right here.
Yeah.
Because it's like an unreasonable amount of bars in this package of soap.
16.
Yeah. And the price was very, reasonable. I think all of them should be around that price. And so, like, but then, like, that.
You don't like the prices?
Yeah, I was like, really, this is great. But then, like, that you should have seen my face, like, when I first did, like, my first shower with that soap. It was just like, I get it. I totally get why it was priced at.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it make you all like just feel dry?
No, there was no character to the soap. All right, It was just there was nothing. It didn't bring anything. Like it was, all you're doing was washing with suds. There was no scent.
Oh.
The soap dissolved quickly. Like it didn't last.
Huh.
And usually I don't pay attention to that stuff, but like it was so bad that I was like, yo, this is very different. I can't do this again.
Dang. So what'd you do with all of them?
I used them. That's why I was like, for the last like 3 months. For the last 3 months, I was in purgatory. Like I was just, like I was just like, I just gotta hold this out, And
dang.
I finally, like, I had a mental party of when I finished the last one last week, and so I just bought some Olay.
I'm gonna see what
because I couldn't get Dove because Dove is the block is hot with Dove right now.
Really? Why?
Because Dove.
Why? What's wrong with Dove? I mean, Dove is in my.
Do you have Dove?
I don't use Dove.
Really? No, it's
I
because
used to use
they
Dove.
had like.
My family uses Dove.
Really? Oh no! At a point in time, that's the only thing my mom would like buy.
Yeah.
Because I had sensitive skin, so that was the only soap that I could use and not break out in.
Oh, so it worked for you.
Yeah, but now like I guess they were like doing like their ads are like mad racist.
Oh, are they trying to like?
No, I think what happened was like they had like it was like more of like a, hey, when you use Dove soap, like you get cleaner and stuff, and so like they had like a I don't know the order of events, but they had like a white woman first, and then like she used Dove, and then like she turned black, or it was like the other way around. It was just kind of weird, and then they went to like an Asian. It was weird. It was just like, why?
They're trying to like market to like.
It was terrible marketing. I don't know what they were trying to do.
Yeah,
they're just disconnected. But
just to make money.
Yeah, but it's crazy because like just like a slip up like that, it probably cost them a whole bunch of money.
Well, that's good because it's about time. Because
You sound like you beef with Dove, bro.
Right? Like I was waiting for Dove to fall.
Like you was waiting for the downfall the whole time.
Because I don't know, like I've used Dove.
Yeah.
But once I read the like label, it's just it really does have a lot of chemicals.
Okay.
And I don't think it's right for my skin. Like personally, it wasn't really. It would make me feel drier.
Yeah.
After you're not supposed to. So I was like, what is this? Like Dove deodorant, you know?
Yeah.
They do that. They make you feel like, and everyone, like if you go to other people's houses, everyone has Dove. And I started looking around and I'm just like, wow, everyone uses
Dove
this.
is out here in the
right?
streets.
Like what are they? They're making people believe that they're clean if they use this stuff.
Yeah.
But who knows what chemicals or what it's doing to your body.
What chemicals should like... Well, so how does Dr. Bronner's work? Like, does it not use those same chemicals, or like, what chemicals do you have to stay away from? You know,
I don't really know the names, but I think it's like sulfates and like certain things with like letters and numbers and like weird.
Especially if you have like very like, because like you know I have like some peach fuzz on my face, and so like I've been told like you should use non-sulfate shampoos and stuff like to like wash your beard and stuff.
Yeah.
But so it does make sense like that. I'm guessing Dr. Bronner's doesn't use that kind of stuff.
They use like a few things in their ingredient list is very small, and I guess like the smaller the ingredient list, the better it is for your skin.
Yeah. Because
it's almost like our skin is like our mouth. Like whatever we put on it, it goes into our body. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like what you're putting on your skin.
Do you put on lotion at all?
I used to.
So you don't?
No.
Now you just let the air like moisturize you?
No, I don't because I use shea butter.
Okay.
And then coconut oil and just a bunch of random oils. Like I just use that, and I order it from this website.
I feel very toxic right now.
You feel toxic?
Yeah.
I mean, you're fine. You're fine. You're strong.
No, but like, have you seen your skin? Your skin is like flawless. Like it just lets me know I can do better with my life. You know.
It's so simple too. It's like I don't even do anything to my skin. Like I don't even think Dr. Bronner's is like the best thing that you could do.
Yeah.
But it's simple and it's like just do that.
Yeah.
And I just like I try to use natural products.
When did you become enlightened? Like when did you like become?
So sad.
When did you find out like this is like the? When did you start checking the back of soaps and stuff?
I don't know. Probably like a few years ago. Like 4 or 5 years ago. I just started like questioning, you know, and it's probably the internet. You start reading articles about
you just got a lot more information.
Yeah, and like you just started getting information about stuff, and you're like, huh?
Yeah.
This is not good for me.
There's some crazy documentaries out that like change people's whole like eating habits and stuff.
Yeah, like that documentary Forks Over Knives. I feel like that had an effect on a lot of people, and even me too. I was like, wow.
Did you watch it? What was it about?
It was just about certain people, like their...
Forks Over Knives.
Yeah, it was about their journey to eating more like of a vegetarian diet. And like they had different like illnesses, and then they just like changed their diet. And it was just like talking about like the food industry and how like meat's bad for you. And it's really not good. I remember my freshman year in community college, we read a book. I forgot what the book was called. I forgot what it was called, but it was about that. It was about like the meat industry. Yeah, and I was just like, wow, like that was my first time hearing about it, and I was just like,
it's a lot of like I feel like that's one of like 3 reasons why we have cancer nowadays.
Yeah.
But like when I was in high school, like the big thing was like Super Size Me. Remember that one?
Oh, that documentary?
Yeah. Like, the guy ate McDonald's for like I don't know how long, like a ridiculous amount.
Right.
Of time.
Yeah.
And this guy he overweight.
And it's crazy. Yeah, I remember, and after watching that, I think I was still somehow eating McDonald's.
Yeah. Would you eat McDonald's now?
No, you know what's so funny about McDonald's? Like, I'm not even a health freak or like, but it's just like McDonald's. Like, no, I don't eat McDonald's. Like, if you eat McDonald's, like,
like you're definitely going to the shitter within 2 hours for me. Like,
yeah, and you don't realize it back then.
Yeah, like back then it was like, yeah, let me get this. You know, McDonald's. Oh, was it Burger King? Both of them had like 29-cent hamburgers on Wednesdays type of shit, and my mom.
Yeah. Oh, that's horrible.
My mom, and we would be excited for that. My mom would be like, "All right, you know what day it is," you know, and she wouldn't have to cook that night and stuff. So
yeah,
we'd be like all excited and stuff.
I know. My mom.
But now, yeah, like
McDonald's
now,
all the time.
Yeah, like now if I eat a cheeseburger from like McDonald's, it's like, yo, I need a restroom close by.
Yeah, I remember the last times I ate McDonald's, my stomach just hurt really bad.
It's not unless it's the McFlurry. Alright, like the McFlurry.
You used to get McFlurries?
I still get McFlurries.
Oh, you still like McFlurry? Really?
I have it. They haven't shaken me.
What do you like about them? It's just like what, ice cream?
It's ice cream. M&Ms? I think it's a novelty. It's nostalgia.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it just brings back. I guess it's not nostalgia because it's good memories.
Yeah.
But just like you know, you get a bite of a nice little Oreo McFlurry, and you know, that's when you know the day's gonna be all right. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to like Dairy Queen.
Really? I never went to Dairy Queen.
Really?
Ever in my life.
They had like a really good box. It was like chicken tenders and French fries. It was like really good for like $5.99. Yes, they were crispy chicken tenders with some really good fries for like $5.99. It was a little bucket. How
do you remember the price?
Wow. I know, right?
You have a really good memory?
Deal. No, I mean I remember certain things about things that were like
things that changed your life.
Yeah, like things that were a part of my life back then. It's like I remember.
Why did you remember that though?
Because because there used to be a Dairy Queen by the beach, in Huntington Beach. It's still there, and we would always have bonfires, and like we would just go there after.
And it was like a repetitive thing. It was like
we'd always
come with $5.99 or more.
Yeah, it's a perfect deal.
Bonfire. Yeah,
just go get your chicken tender.
Yeah. Now I remember. So there was a Burger King across the street from me when I was a young lad. And we would go there like, wow, I'm like, am I laying on your curls? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like I'm over here just crushing your whole joint. Are you good now?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm sorry. You probably wanted to do that like 5 minutes ago and you're just like, alright, how about I tell you?
No, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, so we had a Burger King across the street from us. And that's where we got our like 29-cent hamburgers every Wednesday and stuff. But like that, I remember that Burger King specifically because that's the first time I saw a $100 bill in my parents' hands.
Really?
Yeah, like there was one time, like we were going through the drive-thru, we pulled up, and my mom pulls out a $100 bill. I'm like, Mom, that's $100. You know,
yeah.
I only heard about those. You know.
Oh wow. She had to break that.
She had to break the $100, man. Like.
That's funny.
And to this day, I don't know why she said this. I was like, Mom, that's a $100 bill. She was like, don't tell anybody.
She's like, Mom, this is our secret.
Yeah, I mean, now everybody knows, but like to this day, I don't know why she was like, don't tell anybody I have a $100 bill. Because it's like,
we're going to Burger King.
What was she expecting I'd do? Like, a show and tell the next day at school?
You had no idea about $100 bills at that point?
I did not know. Yeah, no, I only heard about them. Like, I didn't even know what they, I didn't know what they looked like how they felt, the hue of the green. Like, I didn't know any of that,
Wow.
But But that was life changing.
Do you know how much the total was?
It was 29-cent Wednesdays. So it could have been over $5.
Probably
so
like a good, yeah.
And it's not like we over here just feasting on it. We're like 7 years old and stuff. So I'm like, 2 hamburgers would have done me in.
Yeah.
So I don't know what she's doing, pulling out a hundo. Mom, we gotta talk about it if you're watching this. But
that's funny. I never liked Burger King.
Really?
Yeah, I never liked Burger King.
Not even the rodeo cheeseburgers?
Wait, is that the one with like I do like those. Were those ones with
onion rings
in them? Yep. Those and the bacon. That's so
not
gross.
The bacon.
They didn't have bacon in them?
They didn't have bacon.
Really?
No, you got them all fucked up.
Oh, okay.
You got them all fucked
I remember bacon and onion rings.
Nah, that's the Western. You're talking about
Carl's
a Western.
Jr.?
You're talking about a Carl's Jr. burger right there.
So I did eat the Burger King rodeo burgers. That's the only
rodeo cheeseburgers.
Yep. Wow. I forgot about those.
To this day, they still go off for me. Like they
really.
This year I had a regular cheeseburger.
Still?
They don't age too well, but
really,
they hold up.
You know what I was fascinated about Burger King? What drawed me in?
What?
Was the chicken fingers.
Oh.
I like chicken strips, and so I used to like chicken strips.
You like the real chicken.
But I thought that was cool that they were fried. They were like chicken fries. They called them chicken fries, and they had a really cool box.
Oh yeah, they look like fried boxes.
Yeah, it was like a rectangular box, and it had like a bunch of chicken fingers, long little chicken fingers in it, and it was bomb.
So what are you eating today? Like what was your lunch?
My lunch today, what did I have? I think I had a vegan burger.
Are you vegan?
No.
You just for taste or what?
No, I don't eat meat.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not really a vegetarian or a vegan.
Are you anything? Like
no, I don't really like labels. But I'm not like a label. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But I don't.
The only label you like is your name, right? Like.
Yeah.
Would you even like your name? Are you?
Yeah, that's cool. No, but
are you fond of your name? Like even though it was like given to you and stuff.
You know what's so funny?
Yeah.
I like my name. Like it's cool.
It's a pretty name. Jazmin
you know what's so funny?
It's I'm surprised Jazmin hasn't been played out.
It is played out.
No, it's not. It's a great name, but you have a Z in there.
I do. I have a Z with no E.
No E. Like your parents knew something we didn't. They were in 2027 when they thought of your name. They were like,
yeah, they're like just a Z. And my nana was the one that. Well, no. My mom, she used to name her Barbies were named Jazmin, and she said that when she had a child, she would name her Jazmin. Or when she had a girl.
Your nana is your grandmother, right?
Well, my nana's my grandmother, but my grandmother was the one that I guess chose how to spell it. She was like, just make it with the Z.
So who picked Jazmin as a name? It was your parents?
It was my mom.
Your mom?
Yeah.
So she liked Jazmin. Just as a name, and then your mom was like, all right, let's freak it this way.
Yeah, my grandma was like, my nana, she was like, let's have it with the Z, no E.
Dang.
It's like cool. But as a growing up, which is so weird, I didn't really like my name. I don't know why. I used to want my name to be Jessica when I was like.
Oh, I wanted my name to be Chad.
Chad?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted my name to be Chad.
So random.
And I think it's the environment. I really think because I was like.
Yeah.
I grew up in in the private school system, so it was a lot of
there's a lot of Chads.
There was one Chad, and I was like, I really want your name, though.
Yeah.
Let me have that.
That's probably how I felt too.
Yeah, you knew with Jessica, and you were like.
I was like, I want to be named Jessica.
What were you different from everybody else? Did you feel different growing up?
Yeah, I did. I was different.
So you were like, man, the name is my end, to be normal with everybody else. Let me change this name. Let me change this name and be normal with, how everybody else sees me and stuff.
Yeah, well, what's funny is growing up, there was a lot of Jasmines when I was in school.
Really?
There was at least 1 to 3 Jasmines in my classes.
Yeah. But did they spell it like you?
No, they all spelled it different. Everyone spelled it different.
Really?
Yeah, and then everyone spelled my name wrong, but it's okay.
How did they spell? How many variations of Jasmine are there?
There's like JASMIN, MINE, JZMINE, Jaslyn, but that's not my name, but like...
Jaslyn? There's a Jaslyn?
Yeah, there's Jaslyn.
Wow. That's
Jazmin.
different. That's like 2 different names in one.
Yeah, they combined them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was different. But not like super noticeably. Only when you got to know me, you'd be like,
no.
Oh, I guess she's...
You know what I was thinking about? Well, so I was thinking about it. I was like, so like I like kind of like thinking about people like on my first like encounters with them and stuff, and like I like just like if I was gonna write something like, you know, like I want to give like a good like description of them, and so like I was thinking about you this morning, and I was like, the first time I saw like do you remember like where we met?
Yeah, we met at Glenn's house.
Yeah, during the fruit bowl, right?
Yeah.
And so like I think I just finished the set, right? And
that was like those. I loved it.
Yeah, and I just got off, and I look up, and I was like, "Hey, there's a black person here." But come to find out today, like I didn't know you were like Afro Latina. I didn't know that. I just took you as like maybe half black, half Latino or something. Yeah. But I was like, oh, that's different. And so like I was intrigued and stuff. I was like, huh. And then like now recalling like this morning, I was like, you definitely reminded me of somebody that you would like. You were mildly quirky in the environment there, but it took like a year. It would take like a year to really digest and understand how quirky you really are. Like you have you're definitely your own person for sure. You know, like there's probably not too many people like you, if that at all. But it would take at least 12 months to figure that out because
it would. It just keeps getting like
because you're very like reserved.
Yeah, I'm very reserved. Yeah. To most people.
Yeah. And so, but at the same time, I was like, huh, she's toning it back for the environment. I know she is. Yeah. But yeah, that was like. I don't know how long ago that was.
That was like when we first met, probably like
2 years ago. And then like I don't know if I introduced myself to you or it was like, but I remember you were on the couch, right?
Yeah, I was just chilling, like.
And then like I was like, huh.
I don't even know what I was doing there. I just went.
Yeah, like I didn't even know when you came. I was like,
I didn't know it was like all producers like playing their music.
Who do you know, man? Like
I know Glenn.
Oh,
I met, and it's so funny is I met so many people that night. Like and they became my friends, and I know Glenn, and he like posted about it on Instagram.
Really?
And I was like, oh wow, that sounds cool. Like I love music. Like I want to hear music.
Yeah. So he posted about that fruit bowl.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
But
so you're just like, oh,
I was like, I'm down to go. Like.
You're just open to it.
I was open to it, and then I get there, and it's like super chill, and he was just like telling me about it, like what his plans were with it. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's dope. Yeah. And everyone there were the ones that were playing. Yeah. So I was just there sitting there, and I'm very quiet. Yeah. But I somehow like make myself like in these spaces where there's like a lot of people. Yeah. But I just like kind of sit there and just like observe.
Yeah. I definitely noticed that. And like I remember I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I did, but I remember I sat on the couch next to yours, and then like I think someone was talking. I think it was I forgot who was there, but someone was talking about like weed or something, and then I was like telling them I was like I just don't smoke weed, man. Like
I asked you if you wanted to smoke.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, actually, you're right. Yeah, and then like I was just trying to tell, because usually I have to go into like my whole spiel on like why I don't smoke, because every time when I say no, like the follow-up question is like, well, you know, why? Or,
yeah.
You know? So I'm like telling them like I just trip out, man. Like I can't function. And so like I was telling them like my whole like situation, and then I see you laugh in the corner. I'm like, what's going on, man? Like, but I was like, huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't pressure anyone. I just like take it just a way of starting a conversation. Like, that is something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was a funny. So who else did you meet there?
I met, who else did I meet? Who else was there?
I don't remember.
Joel was there.
Joel.
And James was there. Like, I met
shout out to Chewbacca.
Right?
Shout out Alpha Fox.
Right? I know, seriously. Like, I met so many people there.
Yeah.
Oh, and I also met Alex. Aura.
Yeah,
I was just like, it was so cool.
Yeah,
and then I started like going to all your guys' little like functions, and like it was super fun. Like I would just go. That's when I was just like, you know what? Usually I'm very like, I'm a homebody. Yeah. I'm a homebody. So like I pick and choose when I want to go out and like be social.
I'm very reclusive like that too.
Right? Like it takes up, like I gotta build up
it's
energy.
A lot of energy.
It's like, okay, this year I think I'm gonna go out and make friends.
Yeah.
And then the next year I'm just gonna chill.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just like met a lot of cool people.
And then like you became like the designated person to go to for like thrifted vintage stuff.
Yeah, right. I made a lot of friends. Yeah. And then it's cool.
Why are you like, so you have a shop, right?
Yes.
Hot Cocoa
I have an
Vintage.
online shop, yeah, on Etsy.
On Etsy. Why is it called Hot Cocoa Vintage?
At first I didn't know, to be honest. Like,
you just like hot cocoa sounds
like
good together.
Yeah, I just kind of thought about it. I was like, I was like 19 maybe. I was just like, oh, it sounds cool, Hot Cocoa Vintage.
Mm-hmm.
But then later on, I started thinking about it and like, what does it mean? Because it definitely, like, I didn't know at the moment what it meant, but it kind of grew into something.
You gave it purpose.
Yeah, I kind of like gave it purpose. Yeah. But it's like, I'm very chill, and I like really, I like to wear chill clothing and like just be comfortable.
No, you definitely have your own like style. Like you can appreciate it. Like it's you know.
Thanks. Yeah, I just like wearing really comfortable clothing.
Oh,
and,
that's
like,
all I'm about too.
So I just, so yeah, like now to me it means just like being comfortable in what you wear.
Yeah, because when you have like hot cocoa, you're definitely like you visualize, you're by a fireplace, you're in your sweats, your robe.
That's exactly that's how I feel. Like clothes that you can wear at your house, chilling, but like you could go outside too if you wanted to.
Like there's something about like just blowing on a hot cup of like hot cocoa that you have to be comfortable in an environment. Just blowing on any beverage is kind of like...
And it's probably cold and like cozy.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like the cold.
Oh, I'm not a fan either.
I like the heat.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it's
that hot
about.
Cocoa gets you right in the cold.
It does.
Makes everything okay.
Yeah. And then the colors, like I just formed in... Because before when I first started, I had a lot of like... My style was very different. I was finding like a lot of different things at their stores. Mm-hmm. Very like loud and like a lot of sportswear and just like...
Got you.
I had a lot of more men's stuff. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I used to have a lot more men's. Like, and
Then you said, fuck us.
Right, I did. But I'm bringing it back. Like, I
got two items for you.
Did you get two?
Yeah, I got the Westport. Should I go grab it right now?
Did.
I'm about to go wear it right now.
No, I know. You got two of them, that Nike one.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you had. That's so cool how you found that too, because I didn't even post it.
Really?
I don't post everything because it doesn't go with like my aesthetic of like colors. But like,
What, the Nike one or the West?
That one. Oh wait, that one's so dope. I'm so happy you have it too. Like seriously. I'm happy. That's a nice sweater. It's a really good sweater. You know what's crazy? I haven't found one like that ever since. I haven't. But now, it was made for you, and I'm so happy you have it.
Yeah.
It's so nice. Yeah. And see, that's something I bet you, like, I'm not trying to do that, but like when you wear it, like, do people like say like,
I get compliments all the time.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I was like,
that's so great.
And I told him, like, yeah, I got it from my friend, and she does it like,
oh my gosh.
You know, thrifting and stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna go use the restroom.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one or two that I got from you. I got the Westport one, the blue and yellow joint.
Do you know what Westport is? Do you know that brand?
No.
Okay.
Do you?
No.
I just like the jacket.
Me too. I love windbreakers.
Yeah, they're great.
They're the best. I'm starting to collect more men's stuff.
Do you?
Yeah, I've been collecting some stuff.
So how do you, like, tell me about the process, right? Like, how do you, like, because I'm sure you, like, you go to these thrift stores. It sounds like before you were, like, you go to pretty far places.
Yeah.
Like, how do you, I'm sure, like, they have a whole bunch of stuff in them. Like, but, like, how do you know what's good for your store?
I just kind of know it. I buy what people want or what people are looking for now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have my own style and, like, things that I like to wear, and it's a lot more, like, wacky and, like, tacky.
Yeah, but it's comfort driven, though.
Yeah, it's just, like, some shorts. Like, I like wearing, like, shorts and, like, just, like, float, you know, comfortable things.
Yeah.
But I know what people want to buy, so then I just kind of look for that stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's just stuff that I like.
Yeah, that you would, like, wear at some point in time.
Yeah, like if I was that person, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I have a lot of different styles. Like, I don't know. I like dressing up as characters.
Really? Where do you source your characters from?
Just like different characters that there are in the world. Like, I don't know. I just like, yeah, just like different types of people that dress a certain way.
Yeah.
I just
who you dressed as today?
I dress as myself, but I feel like
this Jazmin Valdez.
Yeah, like I dress as myself other days. No, I don't know. I just like wearing striped shirts.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I'm a fan of stripes too. Like, you know, so you're into the horizontal?
I am. I'm into the vertical, horizontal. Like, I know, like, colors, certain colors, and like things when you wear them, it like makes people think a certain thing about you.
Absolutely, like it's a representation of your whole mindset. Like,
right, it is.
Cause like if you think about it, this is like you consciously like put on clothes and stuff to cover, you know, your body.
Yeah, and it's like an expression of you, and it's like what you're into, and like.
Sometimes I like looking at people and trying to determine like what was the catalyst for their whole outfit. Like, what did they say? I have to wear this today,
right?
And everything else it has to match with this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if they want to wear like a crazy pair of shoes, right? They're gonna like make sure the whole outfit goes with that.
Yeah, that's how people think. Like,
yeah.
I have to match my shoes with my shirt.
Or sometimes it's like I want to wear this shirt, so what else?
Like, what can I wear with it?
Yeah. So, like, what was it for you today? You wanted to wear that shirt, it sounds like?
Yeah, I like the shirt.
I'm trying to remember what shirt you have. You have an auburn orange striped shirt?
Yeah. It's like a striped shirt. I don't wear it often. I've only worn this out like maybe like 3 times. This is the 3rd time I've worn it, but I've had it for a while.
Do you have a rule for how many times you wear things?
No.
Really?
I wear the same stuff every day.
Yeah.
Like, I wear the same, like, few things, and I have all these other clothes, but I always feel like I have nothing to wear. Like, I really feel like I have nothing to wear. It's hard for me to dress myself.
Really?
But it's only when I feel like, oh, like I can't dress up. Like, when there's, like, a formal event, I have nothing to wear because I don't dress formal.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I'm just like, I like to look just like, I don't like, like, I just try to look like I didn't try very hard. Like, I don't like to dress up. Yeah. Because I don't like.
Because you don't want to, like, it's so, you know what I was thinking about this the other day, right? Why are you laughing at me? I was thinking about this the other day, right? Like, so, you know, I'm in, like, corporate America and stuff, so, like, just the notion of a suit is so, like, it's so deceiving to me. Like, it's just like,
right? Anyone can put on a suit.
Yeah, you can. It's so like.
That's what's so cool about it.
Yeah, it's just like a uniform for like I'm here for business or something. Yeah. Or I'm here to do the deed. Yeah. Whether it's a wedding or whether it's like a funeral, you know, like I'm here for a purpose. Yeah. You know. But even with that, there's something that I don't trust about a suit.
Really?
There's something where I'm just like,
what is really going on in you?
Yeah, this isn't you. Like, this is a facade. This is some kind of uniform for you to, like, get a certain job done that more than likely you're willing yourself to do. You know? It's not like that you actually want to do it. Yeah. But it's do women have that though? Like, does it translate that way?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I feel like that way maybe women, like, they have to wear makeup. Ooh, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going in the work, like, I don't know, like, I feel like
makeup is deceiving too, man.
Yeah, it is, but it is a little deceiving, but it's just like a form of like being professional. Maybe like if you're going to work, like you have to put on makeup. Maybe you have to like dress a certain way. Yeah. Like you have to wear like skirts or like cardigans and I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's a certain look.
I think my beef with makeup.
Like that.
I think my beef with makeup is there's like a handful where it's like a beauty standard sometimes, where it's just like, nah, the beauty standard is your bare face, not what you paint on it and stuff sometimes.
Yeah. It's funny, my mom, she wears makeup, and she's always told me, like, I have to wear makeup in order
now I feel like I'm shit-talking your mom. Like,
no, you're not. You're not. Because a lot of people wear makeup.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's normal. But I feel like maybe some women feel like they have to wear makeup in order to, like, to be accepted or to be, like, on a certain level. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I think my biggest, qualm with it is just, like, when you try to, like, hide what is beautiful. I hate when, like, women feel the need to, like, hide what's beautiful about them. Like, so, like, your face is probably the most inviting thing on your body. Like, that's the first thing people usually kind of look at, and so, like, why do you feel the need to, like, paint it? Like, you're not a clown or something. Like, just I'm being harsh, I'm sorry.
It's funny because that's exactly how I feel. Like, the times that I've worn, like, makeup. Yeah. I look at myself and I'm like, oh my god, I look like a clown.
It's like staying between the lines on the lips. Like,
and I don't like lips. Like, I can't wear lipstick, red lipstick, because it just looks like the image that I see in the mirror is like a clown that, like, just, it looks so foreign to me that I can't get, like, comfortable in it. But it's funny because, like, when I do wear it and I keep it on, it's only
more confident or not?
No, like,
do you feel more self-confident? I mean, self-conscious.
I feel more self-conscious because I feel like it looks ugly on me. Yeah. Maybe it's just like, well, I don't know how to do makeup myself, that's why I don't wear it. But like, when I've gotten my makeup done, I've usually not liked how it looked because it looks like too much. Yeah. But the only thing that I'm just like, okay, well, this is what the, like, people normally think is normal.
Yeah.
So it's like they probably think it looks good.
Yeah.
But I never really thought it looked
because
good.
I'm just like not a fan of dishonesty.
But one thing, like, there's been times where my makeup's looked really good.
Yeah.
And I'm
you're
like,
just
wow.
killing it.
Like, I'm like, wow, I look
Do you
really
you feel like
beautiful.
a different
Yeah,
person?
I do. I'm just like, wow, I look really beautiful. But, like, I don't want to get used to this because I need to be, like, okay with how I look normally. Because then I'm going to, like, not like how I look.
And that's my biggest thing. Is, like, there's a notion of deceit in makeup where it's just like, I'm going to do this for the moment. But at some point, you're gonna have to take it off.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and
you have to come to the realization of who you are, you know.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like when you wear makeup a lot, you start to look different. You just start to look different.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then when you take it off, you're not used to what you really look like, so you just end up looking like tired.
Yeah.
Which is weird. So I rather just, I don't know, always look tired, I guess. Like, I don't know.
Are you wearing makeup right now?
No.
You're just
I'm not. Like, I curled my I bought, like, an eyelash curler the other day, because, like, I didn't really have one, like, my other one broke.
Do you have long eyelashes?
I don't. I have, like, really short, thin
How
eyelashes.
How does that work, then? Like, does it grab hold on your eyelash?
Barely enough. It does.
But it works, though. Like, it
does, but, like, using my eyelash curler, I look in the mirror, I'm like, whoa, like, that's like a difference to me.
What is a curled eyelash?
Right, and it doesn't even, like, it doesn't do much. Like, people put fake eyelashes on, you know what I mean, to make them look, because honestly, all you need is some eyelashes, and you could do really well with just those.
Yeah.
But, so I just curled my eyelash, and it was, like, such a big difference to me. I was like, wow, like, I was happy with that, but
How did you not, so your mom wears a good amount of makeup, it sounds like.
Yeah, she wears makeup. She wears, she gets up every morning and puts on makeup.
How did you not follow that example, I guess? Like, how did you go? How were you able not to do that?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just like growing up. Like, I could have done that. I could have played with makeup like most girls do, but I didn't play with it for long. I wasn't really into makeup, so I never learned how to put it on. And my mom always did, but she never, like, obviously wouldn't tell me, like, oh, you should put on makeup, you know?
Yeah.
But I always grew into not wearing makeup. And, like, growing up, my friends always wore makeup, and they would wear, like, body spray and everything.
Oh, boy. Just stinking up the whole room.
Yeah, and I was, like, insecure back then, because I was like, well, I don't wear makeup, and, like, I don't look like them.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, maybe I'm not pretty.
Wow.
And it was just, like, a phase. But I remember, like, growing up, like, once I turned, like 19, I remember going to a bar, because I had a fake ID at the time, and, like, there were these women.
You was fake ID crew.
I was
killing it.
I was like, let's start this early.
Yeah.
No.
What? So there's so many questions, but continue.
So I was at the bar, and I saw these women who were probably, like, 27 years old, and they were so beautiful, and, like, none of them wore makeup. And they were just, like, super cool. And I was like, I want to be like them. And they inspired me. I was like, no, I'm not going to. Like, I am fine just the way I am. You know what I mean? But when you're just, like, growing up and there's only, like, a certain, like, culture around you. Yeah. You just, like, and you're not that. Like, I just grew up, like, always.
So you kind of always knew that, hey, this makeup shit is not for me.
Yeah, I just never really liked it.
You weren't ever comfortable with it. And then you finally found validation at the bar.
Right, when I saw all these really cool, like, cute girls.
What made them cool, though? Like,
they were just, like, I remember.
Was it, like, mad dudes, like, yo, what's your number?
No, it was just them it was, like, 4 of them, and they were just dancing. They were just dancing with each other, and they were wearing, like, the cutest outfits. And I was just like, oh, my gosh, they're so, like, confident and, like, cute. And, like, I want to be like them. Yeah. And I was still young, like, I feel like I was still insecure. Yeah. I didn't know I was insecure, but I was, like, doing things that were insecure.
Yeah, you can only kind of realize that in retrospect.
Yeah. So then I was like, huh. And then I just realized, I'm like, I'm not going to wear makeup. Yeah. But then every now and then I'm like, well, maybe I should wear makeup. Well, maybe I'll wear makeup for certain events. Yeah. And, like, But
what called? First of all, I'm like laying on your curls again.
Just kidding.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But what calls for? When's the last time you wore makeup?
I don't know. I think I probably.
I guess what?
I remember this one time where. It was my uncle's. No. It was my cousin's wedding, and I was like, "Oh, maybe I should put on makeup." And my older sister was like, "You should put on makeup." Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like
for some reason, like you can't be in the wedding and not wear makeup. Like,
yeah,
it's very strange. I never understood that.
So I realized at that moment, like, I was going through like the motions of like not wanting to wear makeup and not feeling like I needed to wear it.
Yeah.
But then like there's still a part of me was like, well, maybe I should just to, you know, this is what people do.
It's a fit in thing. You're trying to be Jessica again.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to be Jessica. So I had her put on makeup. She put on my makeup, and I was like, I didn't like it. I mean, I guess it was decent.
Wow, so you're fully Jazmin at this point. You're like, no, I have a good sense of who I am as a person at this point. Where you're like, nah,
at this point, yeah.
I mean, because we all have those moments where we're trying to be something we're not.
Yeah.
And so like
trying
you're
to
past
fit in.
Yeah, exactly. So like you're past that. I mean, you're fully Jazmin with a Z and no E.
Yeah.
And you've accepted
like I don't feel bad for being myself. That's there was a point where like I've always been myself. I've always been different. A little different.
Yeah.
But then there was a point but growing up I always felt like, oh, I'm so different, I'm so weird. Like
you felt like an alien or something.
Yeah.
Just like,
and then there was a point where I was just like, it's okay to not want to talk when you go out. It's okay to like not want to do the things that people want to do. You know what I mean? Like
you come to that realization where it's like, you know, it's tough because it's like you go through a stage where you're like, why am I like this? Like, why can't I function in the regular society? And it's like, why do I feel like I don't want to talk to anybody? And then you finally come to a point where it's like, nah, it's okay to feel this way. You know, like you know, it's not a problem with me, but it's a problem with them if they don't accept this way that I am.
We are the same. I feel like I learned from a lot of people we're the same in a lot of ways, but everyone has their little thing that makes them
That's what I'm saying is like that's the first thing I picked up on you was like, you know, she has so many quirks that you won't get to know until like she gets comfortable. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really, and I'm the same way. I think. Do you know like a specific time when you started? Maybe it's the women in the bar for you, or maybe it's a different time where you were like, yeah, this is who I am. Was there like an event around that, or do you remember around the time frame when that came to be?
Kind of. Like I think like for the most part I was kind of just quiet and I understood like how I was. Yeah. But then I was kind of scared to just be open. Yeah. Like or just like be comfortable with like who I am.
Has it always been like that for you? Like did you get quiet or have you always been quiet?
I think I've always been quiet.
Really? Okay.
I've always been quiet, but then there's like parts of my life where like I'm a social butterfly. Like when I was in high school, I was like a social butterfly at one point. Right. But then after I kind of slowed down and I got very reserved. But even when I was in high school, I was still quiet. Yeah. But I wasn't. You know what I mean?
You're just a social butterfly.
Yeah. When you're young, you're kind of you're just like kind of out there. Yeah. But then like I started hearing everyone around me be like, well, why? Like someone asked me, like, why are you so quiet?
Yeah,
and I was like,
it's such like a demoralizing like question where you're like, I don't. And
I didn't.
You don't have an answer for it. You're just like,
really.
You're just like, I'm quiet?
I didn't know I was quiet.
Yeah.
I was like, what? And then once like they said that, I started getting really insecure. Like I started getting insecure about my quietness, and I'd be like, oh my god, this isn't normal. Like I should like talk, and then I thought I was like weird for not talking. Yeah. But now I realize it's not weird.
Everything needs to be said. It's like sometimes you just gotta sit back and observe, you know. And most of the time, it's you sit back and observe.
And I usually just like talking to like 2 to 3 people at a time. Yeah. Like if it's a group, I don't really want to.
Well, is that your threshold? Like 3 people? Is like, after 3 people, you're like all right.
Okay, like 3 other people, maybe 4 other, but mostly just 3 other people is all.
Nah, I think 3 is my threshold too. It's right? Like because when I think about it, like when I think about like my good friends that I've had throughout my life, it's always been in groups. It's always been a trio, you know. Yeah. So you know, I had people like I was just telling you about my buddies in 2nd grade that I grew up with. It's always been him and his brother, you know, like, and then you know you get to high school and there's like 3 other people, and you know, and then like I get to college and it's, you know, I'm still friends with 2 other guys really close and stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, it's always been like a trio. Yeah, and I think that's like my threshold. Just, you know, where
you and 2 other people.
Yeah, where I'm comfortable, where I'm just like.
Then you'll start talking.
Yeah. Once it gets over that, it's just like, all right, I'm just gonna talk when I'm spoken to.
And there's just so many other people who are more talkative and like more loud. So I'm not gonna talk over you. If you want to talk,
like go for it. Yeah,
I'm just listen to you. Yeah. And then like I actually like listening to conversations more than I like being in them. Exactly. Because I can just like talk to myself in my head like, oh okay.
Yeah. That's what I was about to ask. Like, so when you're listening to conversations, what are you doing? Are you like, oh, this person is into this, or like, this inspires this thought about myself, or what are you thinking about right now as I'm talking? You know, like.
I just get a idea of like what the person's like. Yeah. I just like to. I love to study people, and like I love to listen to them talk. Yeah. And like I don't know, it's
something great about like you get
a little idea of what they're like.
How are you with body language? Are you like really into like how people like their mannerisms and stuff?
Yeah, I mean I know a little bit about body language. Yeah. But I learned that like when you cross your hand, like when you cross your arms, that means that you're kind of like standoffish and like you don't really want to talk. And it's funny because I always do that. Yeah. But then now that I know that, now when I cross my hands, I'm like, oh, they probably understand that too. So I'm not gonna cross my hands.
They probably understand it, but they don't.
They probably But I show a lot of body language. Yeah. I think like I don't talk much, but my body language speaks like. Kind of loudly, and so I don't know. I just kind of go. Yeah. I can't control that part. Yeah. You know, I have no control.
Yeah. I need to pee.
Okay. And you know what's funny? I have to pee too. Again.
All right. You want to go first?
No, you can go.
All right. Let me pause this. We can. I remember you asked me about the one about like when it was talking about like women have like a spiritual connection and stuff, you know? Yeah. And you're asking about like where did I get that whole clip from? And I think I sent it to you.
Yeah, you did. I was listening to it and I was like, wow, this is really interesting. Yeah. Like I wanted to hear it. Yeah. Listen to it.
Yeah, it was really cool because I mean, obviously that's what I'm like thinking and stuff. It's just crazy because like I just think it's fascinating because like how life can come from like another human being, and it's only specific towards like the woman. So it's already like you have like women already have something like it's so visceral for it. So you know, inert. It's in you guys to like produce life and stuff. Yeah, that is crazy. Like,
it is.
There's no other human being on the planet that can do what you guys do. So I was like, you guys know something we don't know, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what that clip was. I really liked it because that like accurately described what I was thinking at the time. And I still do. You know, I think women are. You know, it's crazy for me because like I was just telling my lady the other day. I was like, there's something about the female energy that I need to create. You know, like there's something about like
it inspires you.
Yeah, like I get the most inspiration from females.
Yeah.
Know? And I don't think that's on accident. I think that's done very purposely. You know?
Yeah, I feel like we need that, like that opposite energy.
Is it opposite for you? Like, do you get the most
inspiration from men? Yeah, I do. I love talking to men, and like I have a lot of guy friends.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just always connect. I like hearing like a different perspective and like seeing like how their mind processes things.
Yeah. Are you are you ever underwhelmed by men?
No, I'm usually fascinated.
Really?
Yeah, like they're fun to me. Like growing up, like I've always had girlfriends. I have 3 sisters, so it's like enough girlfriends.
Yeah.
But I've always just.
You wanted that outside perspective. Are you close with your dad?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty close to them. I can talk to him about pretty much anything.
Pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love my dad.
So like, did he ever give you like a male's perspective at an early age, or like how was because like for me, I'm totally clueless to the dynamics between a father and a daughter, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how that works out. And I hope, you know, down the line, I kind of hope I don't have a daughter because I know I'm going to be, like, super protective and stuff.
Well, maybe you should. Maybe you should have a
That's what everybody says every time I say it. Every female says it. My mother wants a daughter, like, wants me to have a daughter, and I guess...
I'm scared to have a daughter first.
Really?
I'm like, oh my gosh, she's just gonna be.
What are you scared about though?
I don't know, because I feel like I'm very like. I don't know, just like.
What's the worst case scenario in having a daughter?
I don't know. They're just very out there and wild.
Yeah, that's my whole issue too. It's like, what if she grows up to be like some skeezer? Like I'm just.
Yeah, she won't though. Like if you really don't know. Like from my perspective, I haven't had kids, and I've seen like different like you raise your kid right, and they still grow up crazy. Like you know what I mean? Not crazy, but like they still. You know, do their thing.
Yeah. There's certain things that you don't have control over as a parent.
Yeah, you really don't know. But I feel like if you have parents that teach you the right things at an early, like you know, at a certain age, then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
If you use your brain, you'll be like, okay, you should do this.
Oh nah.
But I think it's just men like teaching them. All you can do is teach them the right way. And guide them, and then they're gonna make their own decision, and it's okay because everyone makes mistakes. But I don't know.
Nah, if I have a daughter, she'd definitely be homeschooled to the age of 20.
Really?
To the age of 27.
Would probably sneak out.
Yeah, exactly.
And like be super wild.
But at the same time, I think I dissolve into a puddle of emotions.
I'm just like
I'd be like I cry off her first like steps. And, because I think I refrain from a lot of emotions as a person, just in general. Yeah. And I feel like if I had a daughter,
she'd make all of those come out.
Yeah, I'm just like sometimes like you see, I see stuff during the day where I'm like, nah, you a soldier, you can't be like all sentimental off of that. But like if I had a daughter, like I'd probably cry like once a day or something, you know?
Yeah, and that's what you probably need. No?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, who knows what we need anyways, you know?
I mean, I think that things come into your life because you need to learn those lessons.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and then they make
Absolutely. I was just like I've just been learning a lot about myself lately.
Oh, that's awesome.
And like what I'm realizing is I don't deal well with women that actively show that they need attention. You know what I'm saying?
You don't do well with them?
No, I kind of shut them down.
Why?
I think because if I want to go back, if I want to like psychoanalyze myself, I think there's a lot of rejection that came with that early. You know, like say like growing up, like you know, girls that were hot shit, you know, weren't into me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that display of like, yo, I need your attention right now.
It's just annoying.
I've been conditioned to think, like, you know, here comes rejection. You know, so I'm like, nah, I'm cool. You know.
Yeah.
But it's played out in the sense to even now, like, you know, as I'm older, that like even when it's harmless, I'm still like I'm just like not. I'm cool.
Like a little bit turned off by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's strange.
I don't know. I think it's hard to tell, like, with people, because some people, maybe they're insecure and they want attention, but maybe there's just people who are really confident in themselves and they have a lot of personality and they can't shut that off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I've learned, like, the difference, like, because I'm not like that. I'm not one of those girls who need attention.
You shove your like your assets in someone's face.
Yeah. And I see that sometimes.
Yeah.
But I know that maybe sometimes it is that. Maybe they want attention really, really bad. And sometimes it's just they have a big personality and they're just like
it's just
out
natural.
there and they're just like, you know?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think like having a daughter would definitely, because that's what I feel like that's what in her essence she would be. You know,
very
like
sassy. You know, girls are sassy too.
Yeah, and they
grow
demand
up so fast.
Yeah, they
and
demand attention. Like even just a child in itself demands attention. So like, let that be a female, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? Like, I think that'd be like a life lesson right there. It'd be a lesson on just like, you know.
You learn that part.
Yeah. So I totally get it every time when I say I don't want a daughter.
When they say like
and it's always women that say that. They're always like, no, you need one to like learn about life. You know?
Yeah, I feel like our kids, like not our kids, I haven't had any kids, but like, but like kids, like we teach our parents a lot. You know, they learn a lot from us.
Yeah,
just
I never thought about it like that.
You know,
like
trivial things and just things about themselves.
Have you seen a movie called Me and You and Everyone We Know?
No.
Really good movie.
Me, You and Everyone We Know?
Me and You and Everyone We Know.
Oh, okay.
And so, you know, James put me onto it.
Oh, cool.
And I was late hearing about it because it came out in like 2005 or something. So you're like, you're past due.
Yeah, I mean it's perfect timing, maybe.
No, it might be. The stars might come together tonight and stuff.
Yeah, I would watch it.
No, it's a really good film, and written and directed by Miranda July, and she stars in it too. So she's great. She just does the whole thing. But there's a scene in there where the co-star, he really, I don't know, you know, I was laughing at it because me and my lady were like saying like he has the same manners as I do, where, you know, he just go off on like some deep tangent, like in the middle of like a flipping conversation. And funny. So like he's like a shoe guy, like he works at a retail mall, and he works in the shoe department and stuff, and like he was just, and him and his wife were separating, and so he started painting this scenario where it was like, what if like, and they have 2 kids. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at telling stories because I always have to go back and be like, oh yeah, this is important. This is important detail.
Very important part of the story.
Yeah, so they have 2 kids, and like they're probably like in junior high, and one's like in elementary school or kindergarten or something like that. And so like he was just painting this scenario where like, what if his kids were like the parents and the parents were the kids, and he was like, yeah, like I feel like our kids will put us in timeout, and force us to figure out our differences as a separated couple, you know, like it was just like a very, like it hit, you know, for me at least, it was like I never thought of like the reverse role of my parents, you know, where I'm teaching them stuff instead of them teaching me, you know.
Yeah.
So,
I know, it's pretty wild.
Yeah. Do you feel like you still teach your parents stuff, or like have you felt that recently or something?
Yeah. I feel like, I think we like probably teach our parents about like the little things that happen like in our today's culture. Yeah. But then I'm pretty sure.
But imagine like raising a whole human being though. Like
I realized
that is crazy to me.
Yeah, I think I realized like wow, like it's actually a really big job to raise kids. Yeah. And like sometimes your parents just don't really know. Like they're learning as they have to.
As they do
you
it,
know what
right?
I mean? And then it just humbled me. Yeah. Because I feel like growing up you think you know everything. Yeah. And then you realize like, wow, your parents put all this together for you. They're out there working. They're trying to like create like this family so you can learn,
you can thrive
and grow,
and like be the best version of you.
Right? And it's just like,
be.
Wow, like that's a lot of work.
To me,
I mean, I'm not there yet. But.
Yeah. Do you see your parents as human nowadays?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Cause I've always been able to like just really talk to my parents, and I don't know, we've just been very comfortable with each other.
Really? So do you see their so you see their flaws and stuff and like?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
How long ago did you see that? Like, is that new for you, or you always kind of like grew up knowing?
I mean, I've grown up knowing my parents' flaws.
That's cool.
You know, my parents weren't the most perfect parents.
Gotcha.
But like they're perfect for me. Like there's never been a time where I wish like I had different parents. Like even though my parents, you know, had their struggles and had their things like that they had to learn and go through while we were born. Yeah. While me and my brothers and sisters were born. Yeah. Like it just made me just I don't know, I just appreciate them and just
you
as
seen
people,
the sacrifice
like I said,
that they did to themselves.
Yeah, and just I don't know.
For another human as yourself. That's crazy. Like it's strange because like I'd say, you know, in the last couple of years, that's when I first started seeing my parents as like human beings.
Really?
Like my whole life, I've grown up.
You saw them a certain way, like
as like superheroes. Yeah, like they just couldn't do no wrong. Yeah. And like,
I get what you're saying.
Like, I mean, I grew up very like religious and stuff, and like in the Christianity and stuff. And so like, I don't know if you follow the religion at all, but like I was like, do my parents even sin? Like, do they even do that? Like,
you didn't even
even know. Like, even to this day, like
my parents sinned. Okay, so like I always knew. Like my parents weren't angels at all. So like I just grew up in that lifestyle.
Are your parents still together?
No, my parents were never together. Okay. But my stepmom and my mom, like they always got along. My dad, like we always have been close.
Really? So yeah, I always feel like you see, like people like you experience, and it's so telling right now, just with like the differences in like noticing in our parents and stuff. It's just like, you experience life at a very you experience like the pitfalls of life very early.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it makes you. Oh wow! So like at the same time, like now I totally understand why you're quiet. You know, like I totally understand why you internalize a lot. You know, because when you're exposed to something like that early, you become wise beyond your years at an early age too, and so like you kind of learn not to like speak off of emotion first, and then like kind of like, you know, because you've experienced so much, you know.
Yeah, it was just like a normal, and like the people around me growing up, they had a different lifestyle. Like I remember,
like, and who are you to be like, hey, this is weird, you know, like this is
like
wrong.
why? And the thing is that happened one time. Like my friend, I remember we were in junior high, and my friend, his parents had been together, and they were getting a divorce.
Yeah.
And he was really devastated over it. Like he was crying, and like it was like a really big thing. Yeah. And I was just like, wow, like I didn't know that emotion at all. I was just like, well, you know, why can't it happens. That's life.
Yeah, like you were like, this is life. I've been through this.
Yeah, like, but then it made me realize, like, like people, like when you have two parents and you grow up with them and then they break up, you know, sometimes you think you blame it on yourself, or like there's so many other emotions. But for me, with my parents, I never really. They weren't really together, but they also were always friends. Like
they made it work.
And then my parents have also been really honest about my past, because you know when you're little, you don't really know what the story was unless they tell you. My mom and my dad, they always told me, and my stepmom, we always had conversations about like when me and my brothers and sisters were kids. Like I remember, because I always grew up with my mom and like my two brothers. Yeah. And my dad lived with my stepmom and my three sisters. Yeah. And so we all had the same dad, but we knew each other when we were babies, but I just remember this one time when like we were probably like 8 or 9, where like they came over to my house and my dad was like, well, these are your sisters. Like we probably hadn't seen each other. Oh, you got introduced to your sisters. Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, we hadn't seen each other in probably like a few years. Wow. Since we were younger.
So they're like cousins at most at that point.
Yeah, they were like best friends that became my sisters. Like there's like crazy. These 3 girls that like.
See, that's like life. It like when you're that young and you have those experiences. It's like those are experiences you're supposed to experience in your 20s or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and you're getting this.
I don't think 9.
Yeah. 8, so 9. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think the word is precocious. It's just like you're wise beyond your years because you've experienced so much life at such a young age. You know?
Yeah. I did. Just like random things, you know.
Yeah.
But
you fared out pretty well. I mean, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You're not traumatized.
No.
Are you? I mean, I'm trying to speak for you. I mean,
I actually like growing up, like, and looking back, I realized like all the little things that I did go through, because I went through like a lot of random other things. Yeah. That did have an effect on how I was acting in my adolescence. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like me not trusting authority and wow. You know, just different things. It stemmed from like my childhood. Yeah. When I didn't really understand, like everything was just coming in. Yeah. And then it kind of, but now, like looking back. How does that manifest
now? Yeah, like. Have you noticed it at all? Like, how does it affect you now?
Now I understand.
Do you trust people now? Do you trust authority?
Yeah. I mean, I trust people, but I'm still very quiet and like reserved. Like,
see, that's how
I definitely like. I just like observing people, but then there's times where like I'll just shut myself off to certain people, and I have no idea why.
What do you know? What type of certain people it is, or you only know when you encounter them?
It's just random people. They're fine on the surface.
Oh, wow.
But then later on, when you start to get to know them, it's just like, oh, that's why. Yeah. Maybe. You know what I mean? Yeah. But, like, for the most part, I don't know. I've just always been very quiet and, like, I just, ask questions in my head.
Yeah.
like how I feel about things. And then I know my vulnerabilities and my like insecurities. And so like knowing them, and then also knowing that like everyone goes through things and everyone is insecure, then I know how to like react to people, or I know how to like handle people, because I'm like, well, this person has insecurities, they're not perfect, like no one's perfect, so
you kind of make
like,
yourself more human.
It's like easier to talk to people or just like interact with them.
Absolutely. You can empathize with them.
Yeah,
you can feel like, I had this same thought at some point in time. Or you can connect with them.
And then I just listen to people.
Yeah.
And then I listen to other people, and I just take, it's like a survey that I do. And I'm like, okay, like these people, like everyone kind of experiences the same thing, just in different ways. With their own experiences, but we all go through like the same little things.
Same thing. I really feel, I mean, this is such like a like new agey, like like some hippie type shit, but like I really feel like we're all connected. Like I really feel.
No, like I understand.
The emotions that I feel, you felt at some point in time, or you will feel at some point in time, and that's what kind of brings us all together.
Or that person. You met that person, so you can feel that.
Yeah, like they're the catalyst. They usher in those new experiences for you that you can feel something.
Yeah, I feel like we're all connected. In that way too.
Yeah, we're all the same kind of being.
Definitely. Yeah. Do you dream a lot?
Yeah.
You do?
I do dream a lot.
Yeah. How are you when you like? What kind of dreams do you have?
Sometimes like, I've seen dreams like manifest, and I've seen like, I really think it's like I really feel like dreams are like a warning of what might come, or like just
so you have those type of dreams.
Yeah, or like just like or sometimes they'll be so terrible that like it's like, all right, you fill in the blank at the end of the day, like where they'll be terrible but they wouldn't be finished, so it's like, all right, I'm the author of that fate at that point, so where so it's like I would so like I don't like trip out off of bad dreams as much, because it's like I think I see it as like something that like I had control over at that point. That's just like the warning of it. And
do you lucid dream? Like do you take control over your dream, or like no? Like
I'm not like a controlling person in general. So like so like I could lucid dream, but I wouldn't.
You don't feel the need to.
I don't feel like I have control over it. So I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm definitely dreaming right now.
Okay, that's how I am too.
Yeah, but then like it's like, say I'm about to die in a dream. I'm just like, all right, well, I'm out of here.
Yeah, that's exactly how I am. Dude, that happened in my dream.
Yeah, like I just wake up.
You don't like freak out. You're like,
I'm just like, oh,
die right now.
It's my time, y'all. I'm out of here.
Right.
Or like, when it just gets a little too much.
Too intense. You're like, I gotta get out of here now. It's time to go.
Just wake up now.
Yeah. I remember one time when I had a dream. I have a lot of different dreams, but sometimes my dream, like a lot of my dreams are like super stressful. They always involve like gun shootings and like some crazy shit. So I remember one time I was dreaming, and like I was at like this park. Like most of my dreams takes place at like a big open grassy field area.
Really?
And it was like a bunch of people, and we were lining up for this job. Mm-hmm. And like the job, so it turned out that the job was like this warehouse, and it was they were shady. Mm-hmm. So like the cops came to bust everyone. Man. And like they told everyone, line up, you're all getting arrested, like And so
Including
I was like,
you?
yeah, everyone that was there. So I was in line. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm in a dream.
Yeah,
I'm about to run. So I was like, I'm running.
You did take control of that.
Yeah, so like I ran, and then I it's crazy because I went, and then I met these two guys. They were in a truck.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, can you please give me a ride? But then they were acting kind of weird. Yeah. And then I called my mom. And I was like, hey, I'm in a dream right now. There's cops. Like, what? There's cops. Like, I need to get out of here. And then I find... And it was even hard for me to get off the campus. Yeah. Like, it was like a school, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it was running, get off the campus. Finally, I got off. I called my mom. And I was just like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
But I've never been able to like do cool stuff like fly or jump or anything.
Like astral, like go on.
But I'm usually just like, oh, I'm dreaming right now.
Yeah. Do you think they mean anything?
Yeah, I feel like there's different types of dreams. Like I like the dreams that you said, like they end up manifesting. Like I feel like people have like prophetic dreams.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I feel like there's dreams where like it's just a jumble of your subconscious.
Yeah, just like your day.
Or like say you're going through your day and you're thinking about something.
Yeah.
The end result will end up happening in your dream. Like it'll play out in your dream.
Yeah.
And I have those dreams, and then sometimes I have like just random dreams that.
Do you have like dreams where it manifests your fears? Oh, well, it sounded like that dream that you were just talking about, manifesting some kind of fear that you had.
Yeah.
Where it's just like you say you have like a, like you're just self-conscious about something where, like, I don't know, it's just like a random thing. It's like, say, for me, like, if I was gonna have like a dream, it would be like, say I'm like playing a set and then like fucking Jay Dilla comes in during my set and just shakes his head. You know? Like, you're just like, oh, I'm letting Jay Dilla down. Like, oh, fuck. Yeah. I don't know what to do right now. Like, just because you have that, like, I mean, for me as a producer, it's just like you feel like the tension of, like, people are constantly judging what you're doing with the music and stuff.
Yeah, they're like listening to your music.
Yeah, like, clearly that's a manifestation of like your insecurities of like of my music, of that what I put out there and stuff. So have you ever had a dream like that where you noticed, or am I bringing new light into your like dreams and stuff?
No, I mean I don't.
Now you're gonna have one tonight.
I know. No, like I remember my dream last night.
Do you?
Yeah, it was funny because. Like, a lot of my family members were in my dream. Mm-hmm. But, and my Nina had just come over because she had just got back from Maui. Mm-hmm. And she was telling us...
Your aunt?
Yeah, okay. She's my aunt. She's also my godmother.
Okay.
And so that's why I call her Nina.
Mm-hmm.
And, so she was telling us all about it. And then, but my dream was about, we were at this, and it was such a cool dream, but so many things were going on. But, we were at this, like, national park where there was like waterfalls and there was all these like places where you could like cliff jump. Mm-hmm. And we were all there, and then I guess like I fell and they told me like, oh, don't fall, like if you fall you die, like you get sucked down and drown. And I fell, and like I just remember the whole scene, like everything was so crystal blue, the water was just so beautiful. Wow. And like I fell. And then I went under, and I remember like going underwater, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like I'm not gonna be able to breathe."
Yeah.
And then eventually I get down to the bottom and realize there's stairs. Wow. Somehow there's like stairs down there, and all you have to do is walk up. And then I see other people jumping off the cliff, and I'm like, "You can jump! Like it's not that like it's okay to jump because then you just like you know what I mean." And my dogs were down there, and then we all just like went back up. Yeah. But then it switched, and like. We were all in a group, and like my boyfriend was on the other side, and there was like a girl right next to me, and he was like telling her, he was like, we should get away, we should go somewhere private. To her. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Geez.
And I wasn't even mad. I was just looking at it. You know, I was just like, wow.
Like you're just kind of taking it in.
Yeah, but then I realized like maybe, and I told him about it. He's like, "Are you don't trust me? Like, you insecure about me?"
No. You know, this
like,
happened to me recently too.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what's up with dreams lately, but they're really like playing a number on people's relationships.
Right, like, and that's not cool though.
Yeah.
Dreams don't count. Like,
yeah, like it's like, come on, keep it in the dream, man. Like it's.
Why? What happened?
Man, what happened? You know, it's similar to that where I think, you know, like my lady kind of had like a dream where I don't remember exactly what it was, but it led to like a lot of questions in the morning.
Yeah, like what are
like, is there something you're not telling me?
Why, she had a dream or you had a dream?
She had one. And in the past,
she told you something?
Yeah, in the past, Ashley has been like that for me towards her. And it's always strange that, like, a lot of stuff that was in the dark, even though sometimes it's, like, pretty harmless.
Yeah.
It's like, it comes to the light through, like, like, I had this dream and, like, I was just wondering what was up, you know?
Yeah.
You know? And that's the same thing that happened, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know,
but and he has dreams like that all the time.
Yeah, about like, you or what?
Yeah,
where he's like, yo, what's up?
Like I cheated on him in my dream, and he tries to come at me. I'm like, I can't.
Wait, he was like, dream. So what were you doing on September 28th at 9:37 p.m. and. But
yeah, but I think it's just a mumble. It's like different things. Sometimes it's a prophetic dream where it really teaches. It like tells you. It gives you a message about what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's just random things that maybe you were like thinking about.
Yeah, I definitely like had a dream where I was getting cheated on, and I hit the lady up like 2:00 in the morning or something, and she's not doing anything, you know, like, you know, sometimes it's just like your fears, your insecurities just manifesting themselves, you know? Yeah.
Do you ever have reoccurring dreams? Like,
I have. I don't remember them, but I know I have. And those bring on their own intensity too.
Right? It's like you still, like me, like I still don't know what that dream means.
Yeah.
Like I have this dream where like I'm driving by this house and like their garage is open and they have a bunch of clothes inside of it. And like sometimes like they invite me in to like look at the clothes. Like there's like this big mission where they're like, oh, I have these clothes for you. I want you to see them. Yeah. And then sometimes I just drive by and I don't get to make it into the house.
Well, I think that it ties into like your passion though. Like you love like thrifting and like doing new finds and all that. So.
Yeah, and I think that's probably what it is.
Yeah. What I've always wanted to know this, but like, why are you into thrifting? Like, why does hot cocoa vintage exist, and like what makes you want to drive to different places to pick up
to pick up her clothing?
Yeah.
I don't. It's just I like finding things. I like little treasure hunts and finding things, and a lot of times like I'll be thinking about something, and then when I go to the thrift store, like whatever I'm thinking about, I'll find it on a shirt or something. You know what I mean? Like I just find certain things. Yeah. And it just like I don't know.
Does it do something like?
It does.
What's the fulfillment in it? Like say like when I bought this jacket that I have on, like how did that make you like feel? Like do you feel like you dress somebody up, or something? Like you
Yeah, it's super fun. Like I love, like when I was younger, I used to love playing Barbies.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I would love like dressing them up and like making their houses and everything. Yeah. And it's just fun. Like I have like all these personalities inside my head. And like
Are you schizophrenic or is that what you're trying to say?
I used to think I was when I was younger. I used to think I was crazy, but then I realized it's okay to have You know?
No,
to be, you know,
honestly, I was just thinking about that this week because I was thinking about, like, so we're given, like, a name, right? Like, you're given the name Jazmin before you can even, like, realize that it was given to you, right?
Yeah.
How come we don't have names for, like, the part of us that's not Jazmin? Like, our consciousness. Where
like
it's just
own.
like, I feel like at some point we should give ourselves our own name. You know, like, like, there's multiple parts of us, you know? Like, you're saying you have multiple, like personalities, or, like, I mean, given the day, probably, like, you feel like this person or not.
Yeah.
But why doesn't that have its own, like, I feel like we should be comfortable to name that person instead of having a name given to them, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like just growing up in life, you have your name.
Yeah.
And then you just have, like, your way of being, and you just, like, kind of stick to that, and you're like, okay, this is who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm that way too, but I also have I just like to pretend, and, like, I like to just
make believe.
I love
pretend.
to
Remember that game where you had to say pretend before you even did an action as a kid? Like, remember, like, you played house?
Yeah.
You were like, hey, pretend when I
yeah, right? Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. I did. Like, so pretend this.
We're breaking age right now, and, like, you're, like, you just woke up right now, and, you know, we're married or something.
Yeah.
You know?
And kids do that. That's why I love kids, because they can totally just, like, go into another world, pretend like they're, like, you know.
The imagination is still running wild. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just, like,
so you held on to a part of that.
Yeah, I love it. It's fun.
It manifested itself in picking clothes for people. So.
Yeah, I just love picking clothes for people. And I have all these different styles.
Yeah.
But there's only so much I could wear in a day. Or, like, you know what I mean? Like, I have
so you gotta, like, spread it out to someone else.
And I'm also, like, it also teaches me about, like, I learn a lot from thrifting. Mm-hmm. I learn about, like, non-attachment and, like, even though I find things, I still...
It's a lesson on letting go every time.
Yeah.
Because like, you can be, like, very attached to something that you picked, and you're just
fall
here.
In love with everything.
But you're just like, here, it looks better.
Yeah, and then that feeling, like, seeing someone else just love it so much, and, like, especially when it's made for them, like, perfectly, it just makes me so much happier, because it's better to be, like, with them than, like,
like, it's parting ways with it. It's like your sacrifice is a little is like a little much. It's very exaggerated, but it's like a sacrifice to them. It's like, here you go. This is my gift to you. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is gonna make you happy. This, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can't have all of the, jackets.
Like, every day for you is like, I don't know. This is the scenario that just painted in my head right now, where it's like a Christmas Eve, right? You're some. I know I sound nuts right now, but, like, it's like Christmas Eve, right? And, like, you're the wealthy kid with the wealthy parents. Not that you're, I'm not trying to say, like, you're some rich kid or something. But you have all the toys, right?
Yeah.
And you're over here Christmas caroling.
Right.
Running the streets, and you see some, like, kid that has no toys for Christmas, and you're just like, you look down and you're like, you know what? Here you go, man.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Like, I can't keep all this stuff. Like, and especially if people aren't finding this, like, I want them to have it.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's also just, like, it's like I go into, like, an imagination mode where, like, when I find something, I just start to create all these stories about it.
Really? Like what kind of stories? Like scenarios on when you can wear that specific garment? Or
well, just, like, it being old, and then, like, someone else
like where it
wore
came from.
Yeah, like, someone else wore this. And then,
like, you think about the life that they had with that person and stuff.
Yeah. Their life, and then they gave it away, and it's still in great condition.
And it goes back to, like, what we were talking about, like, it's an expression of them. So like at
Right?
some
Like,
point
those
in
people
a
were
different decade, in a different century maybe sometimes, like that specific garment was displaying that person's character at that moment, and now you found it.
Right. And they were just living that lifestyle. It's like,
Yeah.
I find bell bottoms from the 70s.
Yeah. And that was their
and
expression
then you
at
think
that
about
time.
that culture around that time. They were just wearing it, you know? And you know what? They did think they were cool. They knew they were cool. That was like the
They
beginning.
thought they was hot shit.
You know what I mean? Like they, and then I just like think about like, well, what if I were like, what if I was there in a different lifetime?
Yeah.
And then I'm just like and I'm in this lifetime. I'm just refinding all this stuff from my past. But like those are just like little stories that I tell myself just for fun.
This is what it sounds like in your head when you're shopping.
Sometimes, like most of the time, I find something and I'm like, I just get like really, really excited. Like when I'm in the thrift store, I get so high.
Yeah.
Like
off of the find or
off
like
of the
greenery.
Just like probably both, but like also just finding the things, like the colors and the fabrics, and it's just like it's really pretty. Like I just like all the design. You know what I mean? Like I just get super happy. But I never wear the stuff. A lot of the stuff that like I sell, I never wear. I would never wear.
Really?
But I like it. I do like it, but that's
in the
not
place and
me.
time when like if you weren't you.
like
if you were someone else.
Like I have all these clothes.
Do you have like specific people in mind where you're like?
I do.
Where this person would look great in this or something or like.
Yeah, like there's like people that I admire.
I got you.
You know, and then I'm like, I want to find clothes for them. So then I have them in mind.
Are they like people in your life or like prominent people or something?
No, they're not. Like, they're just like people that I meet or like people that I see. Like, you know, like.
What sparks that though? Like, does it? Like, how does like a random person like?
I don't know. I like create a certain type of girl. Like for women, because now I just sell mostly women's clothing. I just like create like a girl.
Yeah.
And then I just like find clothes for her. But then I also am just like aware. Like I don't know. I feel like that's where like me reading people comes into me like finding good stuff.
Yeah.
For like the stuff that like people want is because I kind of can read people and I know.
Yeah.
I know that like people view fashion in a different way than that I do it. They have to get dressed, they have to go to work, they have to go to school or whatever, and they want to identify as a certain style. Everyone wants to like kind of identify as something.
For everything you're going to.
What?
It's like a uniform for wherever environment you're going to. Like you're trying to like.
So like I kind of know like what they want to wear and like what they want to, you know, and then I just find it. And most of the time it's just I try to like have inspiration, because inspiration helps. Like whatever you're feeding, what it teaches me is whatever you feed into your mind is what you're gonna find.
Oh man, preach.
You know?
Preach.
Right?
Yeah. Like there's so much that goes into your subconscious that you take in, you know, as a person. I mean, whether it's music, whether it's, you know, television shows or something, it comes out. Once it goes in, it comes out a certain way.
Yeah.
Too, you know? And so how were you, like, digesting that? Like, what do you take in on the daily where you're like, oh, okay, this is
I take in a lot of inspiration from, like, street people.
Okay, like streetwear.
No, just people I see on the street, like people who aren't into fashion and they just like they're always on the just random people that you just see. And I like homeless people.
I was about to say that too.
I don't know if they're homeless. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They might not be homeless.
Yeah, because, it's always strange.
Because I met a homeless person.
Yeah.
I don't know. He wasn't homeless though, but like I met this guy. He was out on the street just laying on the sidewalk, and we were doing a photo shoot, And he was just there, and he had like really beautiful eyes, and like I loved his outfit.
Man, you looked into his eyes?
Yeah, he had really
you
beautiful.
really connected with homeless people.
I did. I was like staring at you, and I was staring at him.
I don't think I've ever looked in the eyes of a homeless person.
Really?
It's very wow.
I love talking to them.
Really?
Yeah, I've always talked to them ever since I was little.
Really?
Yeah, wow. I know. That's the thing about me. Like
I'm very fascinated
like,
right now.
Not gonna
first of all, like homeless people intrigue me.
They do?
I'm very intrigued by homeless people, but it's at a distance though. Like there's definitely a level of fear there.
Really? Why?
Just because I know most homeless people aren't like all mentally there. So like they have a lot of stuff going on between the ears. But see, what I'm noticing about you is like there's a lot that you preserved from your childhood. So like that you have like this inquisitive mind, even with homeless people, where it's just like you can look into their eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's.
I love them.
Like that's what I mean, I'm not trying to like demean you or anything, but that's like what a child would do, where it's just like there's no recognition of danger.
Yeah, they don't really see them.
So like you preserve that, which I wish I had too, because I'm so intrigued by homeless people, but there's this fear of consequence at the same time, which you don't have, so you can go up and look into their eyes or have a conversation with them and see what's up.
Yeah, this man, his eyes were like silver. Like really? I don't know what happened to his eyes, but they were.
Was he blind? No.
He looked blind, but he wasn't blind. His eyes, I don't know
he was
what
like
it was
looking
from.
Into your soul and shit.
His eyes were just like they were black, but they were blue silvery.
Wow.
And he was just on the floor, and I was just like, wow, like you look beautiful. He did, because you know how some homeless, I don't know, they just look really beautiful.
Oh no, I have I captured.
So I asked him, I was like, can I take a picture of you? Yeah. And he's just like, yeah, sure. He was just like, I'm here. And I took a picture, and I was like, wow, thank you. And I didn't have my wallet or anything with me. And I was like, all I had is this water. I'm like, do you want my water bottle? Yeah. And he was just like, no, I don't want your water bottle. And then later, and he was right by like this apartment building, and he went and like he had keys, and he went and opened up he went inside his apartment. And I was just like, damn, like I don't judge homeless people, but at the same time I already assume that they're homeless and that they don't really have a place to live, or like they're not happy with their life. Yeah. But like he just kind of showed me that like he's fine. I mean, he's happy with his life. He likes being on the street. Yeah. And drinking and but he also I guess has a home. Yeah. Who knows his story, you know what I mean?
Exactly. I think that's another aspect for me with homeless people too, is like there's this distrust with them too, where it's like there's a sense that like, hey, either you put yourself in this situation or you're lying to me, Exactly,
right? And you automatically think they're lying. Like I remember a long time ago when I talked to a homeless guy at the bus stop, he was telling me his whole story about how his wife betrayed him, took all his money, and who knows if that's really true. Maybe he was just like making that up, but you never really know like how they got in their like situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember I was in LA one time, like around Echo Park. I don't know if I said this on the show before yet or not, but like I was going to drop something off at the post office. And it's like the super invasive, like homeless people begging, like when you're at like a light, you're making a left, and there's like an island to the left of you, and they're like walking the island and stuff.
Do you look at them?
I don't anymore. I'm like straight ahead, about face soldier, Yeah. But like this particular person, I was like a bit of ways back. from the queue, right? And he was sitting on like some like paint bucket type of thing. And so I'm approaching the light, and then like before I stop there, I see him like looking down. I'm like, oh, what's he looking down for like that? And then I pull up, and this guy is checking the time on his cell phone. Like, I'm like,
yeah, see, yeah, exactly. They're fine.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's one thing, like,
man, like, what are you doing, bro?
No, yeah, really, like, one thing I've learned about street people is that they are comfortable. Like, I mean, the ones that I've met, like, I think, like, we tend to feel bad for them and, like, think, like, damn, they fucked up their life. But, like, a lot of them are happy. They don't have any bills to pay. If you're smart, you go live in the forest.
Or they live in a car. Like, they have a car, and then, I mean, I would never want to get to, like, knock on wood, but, like, I would never want to get to this point where, but I think I'd be fine living in my car, honestly, because I'm just, like, a very, like, minimal person in general. But, like, if I had everything that I need, like, in my car, then the seats are plush enough.
You would adapt.
Yeah,
you would adapt.
Yeah, like, I could survive, you know? So it's like, I can only imagine them.
Yeah, they're, I mean, I don't know, but
what questions do you have for, like, homeless people? Like, I have tons of questions for them.
I don't know.
Like, if you're gonna ask any question to a homeless person, what would you ask them? I might be putting you on the spot right now.
I asked them, like, really just, like, normal questions. Like, what do you like to do? Like, what kind of music do you like listening to?
Wow.
You
so
know
you
what I mean?
already
like,
assume that they have, like, some headphones and, like, some kind of MP3 or a CD player.
Yeah, like, I remember this one time, we went, me, my sister, and all of their friends, they're part of this collective, and we went and we went and, like, brought stuff to these homeless people that lived at the riverbed in Santa Ana. And so there's just, like, near the Santa Ana riverbed, there was just, like, all these tents full, people live there.
Yeah, is it by, like, the Angel Stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like known for, like, having a whole bunch of, like...
Yeah, so we went over there and we gave them food and clothes and toiletries and all that. And we were going to do it at a certain time. We were waiting. And, like, the homeless people, they were already... Well, they're not homeless. They live in tents. But, like, they were already lining up. And I remember, like, going up to them and just, like, talking to them about, like... Just, like, talking to them like they're my friends. Like, I talk to everyone, like, on the same level. Whether you're, like, 5 or, like, 80. You know what I mean? Like, whatever walk of life you are. So I was just talking to them. And they were telling me how they find so much cool stuff. Like... you know, like they
about.
Yeah, like they find it in the dumpster. They give like donations, and then this one guy, he was telling me about all the cool stuff he finds, and then we started talking about music, and like we started talking about oldies and like certain songs, and it was just really cool because he was just like a normal guy.
What was that conversation like? Like, actually you just raised a great question that I have for homeless people. Like, at what point were they not? Or they had to listen to people with their windows down to hear what the new song is. Like,
right? I mean, and they probably, like, they go to the thrift store. Yeah. They probably get a radio. Okay. They're very, like, creative. I feel like
they find ways to, like, live their lives,
Like, we're passing out food to everyone, and, like, I got to see their houses, and they're nice. Like, the one guy, he was bragging about, like, how he had, like, this big tent full of stuff that he just he had so much stuff that like he was good, you know what I mean? And it was just like interesting, like wow, like when I experienced that, I was like, these people, like I feel like when I first went, I was over there feeling like I was doing like a some good deed, some charity
when
thing.
They're well off,
when they're fine, like these people, I mean, they get shit donated all the time, and then if not, like they can go and like, you know,
find something. They can,
and I'm not saying like it's like that for everyone. Like there's families that are homeless and they're struggling, and you know it's not good for them. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I just feel like the everyday homeless person that you see is doing all right. Is doing all right.
They're alive for a reason.
Like, they're not sympathizing.
No, I think I totally feel you because like there's like, did I grab one of your curls? Did I just pull your hair? Did you feel that? I'm like,
it's okay.
Your hair is my hair right now. Like,
really? Is it like good? It's like,
no. It's great. Like I just want your curls just to like take over this whole thing. I think it's great.
Okay.
No, I remember one time I was very young. It was like it was around Thanksgiving, and around this time my parents like gave food to the homeless. Like my mom would made a mean spaghetti.
Ooh.
And so like
yummy. I can just picture.
Yeah.
People make spaghetti different, and I know people add a lot of seasoning.
Yeah, it's different. Like if you go to Glenn's dad.
Oh, I had Glenn's spaghetti.
Have you had Glenn's dad's spaghetti?
No, I had his food though. He
Really?
made some good food.
Yo.
I think I did have a spaghetti. I had Glenn's spaghetti that he made.
Really? I haven't had Glenn's dad's spaghetti. But
me neither. Is it good?
I hear great things about it. If it's anything like Jollibee. Have you been to Jollibee?
No. Is that store with the mascot's like a bee?
Yeah.
I've seen that one popped up and I was like, huh, where does this come from?
Yeah, like they sprinkle crack in their
really?
Like
they serve spaghetti?
Yeah, spaghetti and fried chicken. Like it's a thing. With spaghetti, fried chicken, and hot dogs in your spaghetti. It's a real thing. It's good. But yeah, my mom was making spaghetti for him. I was kind of hot because I loved that. She knows that was my favorite dish at the time. But we're gonna go give it to homeless people. And so like this is in Riverside. We were going to Riverside. And at the time it was like in Rubidoux Park or something. And at that time they had like a lot of homeless people. Like now you go there, it's like very well cleaned up, and there is no homeless people there. They probably drove them out and stuff. But I never forget this time when my dad had me specifically give this styrofoam like plate of spaghetti to this like black homeless guy, right? He came to, like, we were in the car, he came up to us, like he already knew what the deal was. And so he had me hand it over to him. And then like he was like, he just, you know, like sometimes I feel like homeless people just want to be heard, you know, and so he just went into like this whole story about nothing. Like I was a child, so I didn't know what the hell was going on. But then like I felt that though. I knew like what was going on, where it was like, oh, he just had some shit to get off his chest and nobody listens to him.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you listen to him?
Not enough to remember what he said.
Yeah, you're just like, okay.
Yeah, and so like I'm just like, all right, but then like he ended the conversation. Like my dad was just like entertaining them a little bit, just like saying, like, yes, like I hear yous, and then like he closes the whole like conversation, and like he reaches out for a handshake, and then like I look at his head and it's like dirty as shit. I'm like, oh fuck, man, here I go.
Yeah.
And then I give him a handshake and like
wasn't bad. Like,
I'm looking at my dad like, oh, what you make me do, man?
That's funny.
And so we drive off, and I'm like, you know, it's like one of those things where, you know, like in cartoons back in the day when like the main character met a celebrity, they'd be like, oh, never wash his hands.
Yeah.
It was like a complete opposite, where it's like, I need to wash my hands.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot of people feel.
And then like my dad like looked over at me. He was like, yeah, make sure you wash your hands when you get home.
I guess because they're dirty.
Yeah,
you don't know.
Because like you can tell like he has some skin shit. Like it was
open
just
cuts and stuff.
just like his hand was swollen just from like just the elements, and like it was black. Not from his skin.
It's probably a little dirt.
Black.
He hadn't washed his hands all day.
And that's
or even in a week.
Yeah, it's just rough. But like, even with that, I still felt like that man needed to be heard. You know? You know, it didn't take away from the whole like. I still want my like cleanliness, but like at the same time, I'm here for you. You know. That's what it was. Yeah,
I've always been like okay with jumping in, getting dirty.
Really?
Or not really dirty.
Why
but
are you like that? Why do you think you're like that?
I don't know.
Have you always been like that?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been curious.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been like, I don't know, I just have this like, I don't really think, like I'm very aware of my surroundings, and I know like bad things happen. I know like, you know, I don't know, my parents are always like, you know, you can get killed this way, like if you go to Mexico, like, you know, someone, but I've always just been like, you know what, that's not, I've always told myself like, that's not my story. Like my story is not gonna end like me getting kidnapped and murdered, like. So I just never worry about that, and I just love like talking to people, especially like people who are so different than me. Like I remember a long time ago, I lived close to Beach Boulevard, and Beach Boulevard is where a lot of prostitutes are.
Is that 2 E's or an EA?
EA, okay. But I do know where a BEE is too.
Yeah.
But no, it was BEA. Are you talking about beach, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember like it was late at night and I was out there, like my friend lived like on that street, and there were these prostitutes walking down the street, and I was like, I want to go talk to these prostitutes.
Really?
Like I want to see, because I'm just so curious to see like what their life's about, you know. And I would ask them questions and like, you know, why are you a prostitute, and like why do you want to do these things, and they were just like, girl, like you need to get out of here because my pimp's about to come, and like he's probably gonna try to pimp you out, so you should probably go. And I was like, oh,
that's crazy.
I was like, oh, okay, all right, like well,
good talk.
I know. And then ever since then, like I've always wanted, and I still do, like want to do a documentary on like prostitutes. And like I don't know why it's always interested me, because I just like I want to know their story. Like why they choose to do it. You know, I just want to interview people. I love to interview or ask questions.
Really?
Yeah.
So
it's cool that you're doing it.
Yeah. Like, so you were going up to them and just like straight. Were they wearing makeup?
Yeah. They were wearing makeup. They were wearing their outfits. You know what I mean? Like they're. But they were like just
there was something going on.
Yeah, I mean, I had already known about it then, so I was just like.
Oh, were you like old of age?
I was probably like 11 or no, I was probably like 13.
A lot of stuff has happened to you at 13.
Right, like I know. Like I remember when I was 10.
Yeah. Do you?
I remember the day I turned 10, and my dad was like.
Double digits,
right? Seriously, that's exactly what my dad said. And I was like, you're right.
How do you remember age? Do you remember off of the age? Because I remember age off of like the grade.
Yeah, me too. Like everything kind of started at 3rd grade for me.
Really?
Which is probably like 10, 11.
Yeah.
And then, 8th grade, 9th grade. Like I kind of just remember it in grades too.
Yeah.
I
think the earliest grade. Actually, I remember being in preschool.
So do I.
Yeah.
I went to Raggedy Ann and Andy preschool.
What? Say that again?
Yeah, that's what it was
Raggedy Ann?
Raggedy Ann and Andy preschool.
That does not sound like an enticing preschool.
No?
Raggedy Ann?
You know Raggedy Ann and Andy, right?
What is that?
They're like these characters from back in the day. I don't know when they started, but I'm not sure. Maybe they started around the 90s or like late 80s. But yeah, they're like these characters called Raggedy Ann and Andy.
Were they cartoons or something?
Yeah, they're like.
Oh, so you wanted to
probably. No, I had no choice. I was like, my mom sent me there. It was just the name of the school.
Yeah.
But I just remember like always taking naps.
Yeah. Did you? All right. So here's the thing, right? Did you have like the square carpets?
Yeah, like the foam carpets.
Every time I bring this up to somebody, they're like, "Nah, I don't."
Yeah, we had the foam carpets.
Yeah.
We would eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yeah.
And like sleep.
Yeah. I remember. Oh, this is embarrassing.
What happened?
So I started liking women at like a very young age, right?
Really?
Like just really into them and stuff, right? And so like I remember there was one time in preschool, and I think her name was Gabrielle, and a little, she was a Latino girl, and I remember one time it was like playtime where how you had like just that time where you had the scavenger for toys.
Yeah.
And like I'm over here scavengering, walking back and forth. She's doing the same thing. And
you guys bumped heads.
No, like she was walking past me.
Uh-huh.
And just like real in a real dramatic fashion, I grab her hand, right?
Wow.
I was like I was a suave kid.
Yeah, where did you learn all this?
I don't know. It was TV or something. And so it was like, and so it was like, I grab her hand. It was real dramatic. I look in her eyes.
Oh.
And then I just walk away.
Really? It's like all you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, that was Gabrielle.
That was your first.
Yeah, Christ Lutheran preschool.
Oh wow! So you went to private school from preschool to high school, or
to high school? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And was it co-ed all the way?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Did you like it? Did you like going to school?
Not in high school.
You didn't like. You stopped liking once you got to high school. You were.
I was
over
like,
it?
yeah, I'm over it.
Why?
Because all my friends went to like Chino Hills and high and stuff.
So they stopped going to private school.
Yeah, and so like, it was funny because like in elementary school, it was so. I was actually like afraid of public school in a way.
Really?
Because in a way they brainwash you in private school.
They brainwash you in private school.
Like secular is like bad.
Oh, really?
Anything.
They tell you like you're here, you're better off at this school.
Yeah, and so like a legit threat my mom would do, like when I would like fuck up in school or like just not like do what I was supposed to do at home. She'd be like, I'm going to send you to public school.
Wow. You'd be like, no.
No, I'll be like, no. And you know what made it even worse is like my elementary school was right next to a public school. And so like the only thing that was separating them was like this fence.
Yeah.
And so like every once in a while you hear stories. The elementary school was called, the public elementary school was called Dixon.
Oh.
And so like sometimes during recess, they had a recess with us. And then they come up to the fence and just start mad shit.
That's so awesome that you had that experience.
And just start cursing at us. So
yeah, they were just so
little
bad.
Christian school.
That's so wonderful.
And so like you're just petrified as a kid. Like, oh my, like I can't go there.
Yeah,
like,
you're scared.
Yeah. And so like up till like I'd say like even like in junior high there was like when we were talking about like going to like movie theaters and stuff, there was still like a little fear of like, they went to public school, they probably had like they probably had sex before or some shit. Like they probably smoked weed or some shit,
That's funny. So you knew you were different and like you knew that they were like maybe more bad or like
I expected them to be bad.
And you were okay. You were just brought up being the way you were like in a private school. Certain standards. You just always were good.
I had like I call it like the golden child syndrome.
Wow.
Where like you always did what you were told.
Wow.
And so like I was a good kid. Like I would follow the rules and stuff.
Really?
And then you know, every once in a while I get in trouble or something, but it'd be so petty, and my parents would be like very strict, and so like even the pettiest stuff I'd be like, it was a big deal.
You're just like, I can't believe I did this.
Yeah, don't send me to public school, please. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I remember, but at the same time, like I was a very inquisitive person too. I still am. So like, I would stay up late all the time and like just watch TV and like just pick up on like crazy, like just watch stuff I shouldn't be watching.
Did it feel like you were in like a bubble or like an outside, like you were in your bubble and then there's like this outside world that like you couldn't touch?
Yeah, absolutely. I legit felt like I was an alien and I was the only person that knew that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it would be like, especially with my parents speaking a different language all the time in public and stuff, I'll be like, oh my gosh, they're gonna blow my cover right now.
Yeah.
You know? But I always felt like an alien, like, just like, I wasn't supposed to be. Even to this day, I don't feel like I belong anywhere, you know? Oh. So, like, that was definitely the case. And then, like, I would watch, like just stuff I wasn't supposed to, like, I'd stay up late and watch, like, Howard Stern.
Oh, okay.
Like, as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, why am I watching Howard Stern? And why am I watching Tom Green late at night, you know?
You're, like, curious and you wanted that. Like, you wanted to know what the other side was about.
Yeah, like, what are these public school kids really about here?
Yeah.
You know? Like, it was... I think that's like a huge reason why I'm like the way I am now, because yeah,
I was like the opposite.
Really? How were you?
I didn't really like school. I didn't really like public school.
You went to public school your whole life?
I did. I went to public school.
I would have been afraid of you, man. Like, I would have been like, yo, Jazmin, like, she might curse me out. She might get wild on me.
No, I remember in elementary school, me and my friend at the time, we were in 4th grade, and we stole the teacher's math answers book, like, to all the tests. Yeah. And we copied all the answers down. Yeah. And we ended up getting caught.
Dang.
But I think I was just very, like, just kind of rebellious. I was just rebellious. Like, I wasn't a bad kid, and I never, like, fought anyone. Yeah. Or, like, tried to, like, join a gang or anything, or I just was like rebellious and like I never really wanted to listen to like people. Like if they told me to do something, I'd always be like, well, why? Like, why do I have to do that?
You asked a lot of questions.
Yeah, and I never really so I think like that kind of got me in trouble. I was never a bad kid. It's just like when you're a kid, you have rules.
Curious,
and like if you break those rules, like adults can do that, but when you're a kid, you have to follow rules. Yeah. And I was just like, nah, I don't want to do that.
Rules
like I'm over it.
For the birds.
Yeah. So I think I ended up going to continuation school in my junior year. Because I kind of just stopped. Like, my freshman year, I went, and I didn't really focus. I wasn't into it. It was boring. Yeah. It was really boring to me. And it was just hard for me to focus, I guess. Like, I just didn't like it. And so I just stopped going to school. And then eventually I went to continuation school. And, like, by the time I got into my junior year, I was, like, calmed down a lot. I calmed.
So what'd you do all that time in between, like, when you didn't go to school?
I would like hang out with my friends from like other cities who also didn't go to school.
Really?
And like
wow.
And we would go thrifting.
Really?
Yeah, like I would ditch to go thrifting a lot.
Wow.
And
so you found like pleasure in like thrifting in that way.
Yeah.
Like that was like.
Yeah, that was like way before, and I wish I, thought about selling things back then, but I was just like. I just like to thrift. Just go to the thrift store. I would, it's crazy. I remember when I was in junior high. Me and my friends would ditch, and we would go like through like our school had like this fence, and it led into a neighborhood. Yeah. And we'd go into the neighborhood and off, and there was this area where there was a pothole, and somehow me and my friends opened the pothole, and like we would hang out down there.
Really?
Yeah, it's so crazy.
How big was that pothole?
It was big, and sometimes like when I think about the things that happened in my past, I'm like, did that really happen? Like that's
it was like a dream almost.
Yeah, it's like it's like, did that really? But it did. We would go hang out in this pothole, and it was big. And you know what's crazy? There were lights down there. There were Christmas lights. I don't even know how there was a plug down there.
Maybe someone lived there. Maybe
they did. There were
was
the
like
homeless people.
Yeah.
It was. And you know what's so crazy? Homeless people would live down there, and they would we would kind of fight with them because I guess we were taking their home.
Space. Like you were robbing them. Like you were breaking and entering.
So that would be our spot, and then
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm like all up in your hair.
Yeah, that would be our spot. But then, I was just, I don't know. I just didn't really like school that much. It was boring to me.
It was just boring to you.
It was just boring, and
wow, we were totally opposite.
Yeah, but once I got into,
I still would have been your friend though. I would still have been cool with you.
Yeah, we would have been friends. I mean, I was friends with all types of people. I liked all the awkward people. I loved the awkward people.
Are you calling me awkward? Like, what's up?
No. I imagine you might have been awkward back in the day. Were you the awkward kid back in the day?
In high school? No, because I was awkward to myself, but I think because at certain as an introvert, at a certain point you kind of learn to function in society.
Yeah, you just blend in.
Yeah, so you're like, oh, I got to do the thing and talk to this person this way, so they don't ask me why am I so quiet? You kind of learn those cues, those social cues and stuff. So I think I got it down by high school.
Yeah.
But
I was such a weird kid. I growing all through elementary school, junior high, and even high school, I would laugh a lot. I would laugh at everything.
But you wouldn't say much.
I wouldn't say much. I would just laugh, and especially when I got in trouble. I got sent to the principal's office, and they would just be telling me all these things, and I'd just be laughing, and it's just because I was so nervous. Yeah. And I couldn't help it.
Really?
Yeah, it was a weird. I was oh, I'm getting myself in so much trouble laughing, but I can't help it. But I was always I always kind of knew how I felt, and then there was a lot of other people in school who were way more weird and awkward, and I loved talking to them because I was oh, I feel like I'm one. This is my crew.
No, I really, I feel you because actually, there. I mean, in high school for me, there wasn't I definitely knew I was different, obviously, because I went to a private high school, so there was probably only 2 other black people there the whole time. So I mean, off of looks, I already know I'm a little different. But then but it wasn't it really opened me up to how people receive black people too.
You noticed?
Yeah, so I'm oh, you're acting this way because you watch BET.
Oh wow, you would get that a lot.
Yeah, it's you think I know this dance because.
Yeah, I mean you probably didn't.
Yeah, you think I'm really good at basketball because
you've
seen black people in the NBA all the time, and it was just or on the other spectrum it was there was just there was no opportunity for me to be kind of I wouldn't even say because that was me at the same time, but the nuances of
you couldn't be your individual self
because
people already thought you were this thing.
Exactly. It was oh, of course you like rap. But it's no, I don't like the rap that you hear.
Yeah,
it's I like this specific. Yeah. And I know, and I can articulate why you like this rap or why everybody else likes this type of music. But this is what I like, and I know what this person is saying because it's specific. But those nuances were taken as oh, that's not odd at all, this is what black people are or something, when it's like, no, this is very specific to me, you know.
Yeah, it's like your own.
Yeah.
Personal.
So yeah, I don't think I had like room to like be odd, or like, and then
well,
like
people already assume things, but me neither. Like
yeah.
I didn't realize I was different until later.
Yeah.
Because people already had a certain idea about me.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, people already thought like I was a certain way.
Yeah.
When I wasn't that way at all. You know?
Yeah. When do you like? Did I already ask you like when you became comfortable with that? Like with yourself?
I think it was like not too like recently, like maybe when I was like maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. What
made you
comfortable with myself? I started spending a lot of time alone, like by myself.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because before I was just around a lot of people, like, you know what I mean? You know, your friends or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, like, not being able to, like, at that time I was very indecisive. And I was like, well, and I felt bad about how I felt inside.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh no, maybe I'm not supposed to feel this way. I'm supposed to feel this way. And so then I was like, I need to just like be alone so I can hear my own thoughts to know like who I am. And what if I'm just like being a certain way because of the people that I'm around? You know what I mean? So it was like hard for me to like think about like who I am.
Like it goes back to us, like, you know, kind of being mindful of what you take in.
Yeah. So then I just started spending time alone, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, this is who I am, and it's okay to be this way.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? And then I also, like, talk to I love talking to older people.
Yeah.
And I just see, like, I know that, like, there's certain phases that people go through in life, and, like, maybe sometimes you're shy at first, but then, like, eventually you grow out of it. And I always heard stories about, like, women who were like, oh yeah, I'm so shy, and then I just came out of my shell at this age, or like, oh, what, you know, older people, they just stop caring about what other people think.
Yeah, it's like what we were saying earlier, where it's like, I can't wait to like get to that point where I can just like off the cuff thought, I just say it without any care, you know.
And then I was like, I want to be like that, like I want to be like that. So then I just slowly just started trying, like, you know.
So do you think you're like fully liberated now? Like, do you think you're at that point of your great grandmother where you're like, you know, I'm just gonna say this thought right here.
Yeah.
You think you're there yet?
No, I don't. Like, I'm comfortable. I'm definitely comfortable with my feelings and like doing what I feel is right, but I think there's a part of me where I'm still really reserved, and there's like a part of me where I'm like, girl, why are you so reserved? Like, just stop caring about, you know, stop being shy and just like be your real self, you know, because there's like certain layers.
Yeah, I love how you talk to yourself.
Yeah,
you're like, girl, you sound like who talks to you like that? Does your mom talk to you like that?
No.
Who talks to you like that?
I don't know.
Whose voice is that?
That's just, I don't know. I do. I talk to myself like, I don't know.
Really?
No, really. There's like, I have different parts of me. Yeah. There's like an old lady in me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like,
oh man,
you're like that too?
No, I'm condescending to myself. So like when I'm doing something, well, it's always like, of course you're gonna fuck up right here, Daniel. Like, come on. Like,
really?
I'm very condescending to myself. Like, and it shows in my personality every once in a while, because it's like, I don't like, I'm kind of like skeptic about most, like I'm kind of like very stoic to a lot of things, and like I'm not easily impressed. Because most of the time I'm not easily impressed with myself. You know, so it's just like, so that's my voice. But like yours is like, do you watch Martin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yours is like, girl,
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm that way too. I feel like I'm condescending. Like, you know, I feel like there's two people. Like, you know how you say your other, like, self that talks to you is, like, condescending back to you. But I feel like like, I'm always I tell myself, like, you know, negative thoughts, like, oh, you can't do this. But that other person inside of me is always like, why, like, really, like, why are you thinking
she
like
starts
that?
her sentences with girl all
she
the time.
Yeah, like, girl, like, really?
You tripping,
you need to stop. And I go, like, back and forth.
That's
like,
healthy, man. Like, you need that to, like, balance it out, you know?
Yeah, like, I do. Like, I'm, like, everyone has negative thoughts and everyone gets down at certain points.
Yeah.
But then I'm just happy that I have this side that's like, come on, like, don't be mad. Like, you can't be mad at that. Like, really, you're really about to be sad and, like, feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
So it's like I have both. Like, I feel both.
Yeah. What's the newest thing you've learned about yourself? What's the latest thing? You're like, I did not know that about me.
Well, I don't know. Like, I've learned a lot of different things. I don't know. I don't know. What is that? I have to think about that.
Think about it.
What's something? Well, one thing that, like, I realized and, like, I made the difference is, like, I like to daydream a lot and I like to fantasize about things. And I realized that, like, I sometimes can create a story. Like, I just love to create stories out of things. But I realize that I do that, and I also know that, like, it's not I don't know, I feel like I've come to the realization it's not a bad thing, because I'm also, like, I'm grounded, but I'm also super spacey, and, like, create all these stories, like, if something happens, I create a whole fantasy about it.
But I'm with you on that.
You know, I realize, like, it's okay to do that, as long as you can, like, come back to reality and know, like, what is really, like, what's really going on.
What's really going on. But so you just filmed that part out where you were living with, like,
I was very gullible. I was very gullible. Yeah, I was so gullible, and, like, but the thing is I'm aware of things. Like, I know, like, you really can't get over on me. But if you do, it's probably because I accepted it, because I. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so if you want to tell me a story and it sounds very appealing to me,
you want to believe it. You're gonna believe what you want to believe.
I'll run with it, and I'll be like, oh, cool. But at the end of the day, like, I still know
your mind
what's
makes it
real.
Yeah, your mind makes it real. Yeah.
But it's still fun. But back in the day, I used to be super gullible. People used to tell me stuff. I'd be like, what? Really?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, like, now, getting older,
you're just like, nah, we're past
I'm like,
that.
okay, yeah, I don't really, you know, but I'm still, I don't know. And,
so,
and
like,
you know, one thing I really also,
go for it,
like, sometimes I can be naive. Like, I didn't think I could be naive. I didn't think I was naive anymore.
I can't imagine you naive. I think you've seen too much as a person to be naive. But go for it.
Yeah, I mean,
why did you feel that way, though?
Why did I? Because I had an experience. Because I'm very, like I like talking to random people. And, like, one time, like, I'm gonna tell you the story. This is a recent thing that happened, and it made me realize, like, because I talk to random people, and, like you said, like, you have these fears, like, you don't know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Those are natural to have, but for some reason, I'm always like, okay, like,
let's chop it up.
I meet someone, and I usually, like, I like to go to their house. Like, if they invite me to their house, I'm like, sure. Because I like to just see in their house and, like, see what type of person they are and stuff like that. And every time I've done that, they've always been really good people. Like, I'm usually able to, like, discern from, like, bad people and, like, genuine people.
Yeah.
But this one time, my car, what happened? The alternator? So the alternator broke down on me when I was on the freeway, and I was exiting the freeway because it was like my car was telling me to brake. So I was like, okay, so let me get off the freeway. So I get off the freeway, and I'm in Norwalk, and I'm not sure if you're from Norwalk, but it's kind of like it's kind of like not dangerous, but, like, there's some weird people, crazy people out there. So then I was, my car stopped in the middle of the intersection, like at the left turn, like I was at the front of the light.
So you just ass out, like you
so,
everybody knows you're stranded.
Yeah, and I was by myself because I was on my way to go to a show, and I was going to go by myself. And so I had just smoked on the freeway, like I just got on the freeway, just smoked. So I was like, I was high.
Were you paranoid?
No, I wasn't. I was so calm. I was like, oh damn, like I was like, oh, like I'm so high right now.
I guess we're just gonna chill in the middle of the intersection now.
Yeah, and it was late at night, so it wasn't super busy at the intersection. And so I'm in my car, I'm like, it's dead. And then I'm sorry, this is probably gonna be a long story.
No, go for it. We got nothing but time.
Okay, so then I'm in my car and I'm just like, what should I do? Should I just stay in my car? You know, I've always heard just stay in your car. So then I'm like looking to find my insurance number to call like a AAA or something.
Yeah.
I didn't have AAA, but I had like insurance. And these people started coming behind me, and then they started honking because they didn't realize that I was stuck.
Yeah.
And my lights didn't, like nothing worked on my car.
Oh, not even your hazard.
Yeah, nothing was working, so I was like, fuck. So then I realized, I'm like, this is dangerous, because someone's going to come drive up and, like, not realize that I'm here and hit me. So I was like, oh, God. So I got out of my car, went to the sidewalk, and I'm just like, okay, what do I do? Trying to look for the number. I called the number that I thought was my insurance, but it was really just, like, a random, like, tow company. Oh. And they were like, oh, your insurance is closed, so you should just come with us. And they were really just scammers. So I was just dealing with them. And then this guy, he came up to me, this black guy, and he was just like, oh, do you need help pushing your car to the side? And I was just like, yeah. And he was cool and very nice. And he's like, all right. You know, he saw me. He was just like, let me help her. And then he's like, all right, well, I'm going to go now. And it was like late at night, and I was just like, okay. And then I looked back, and then like he leaves, he's walking down the street, and I look to the other side, and there's like these two other guys that come, and like they were on like drugs, and they were just acting really weird, and they were just like, oh, you need help, like they're all like trying to like, oh boy. And I was like, no, I don't need help, like please leave me alone. And I was outside of my car at that time, and I was just outside of my car. And I didn't realize, like,
you need to get inside and lock the doors.
I didn't think about that. The smart thing to do would be to get inside the car and stay in there. Yeah. I was just outside of my car.
Outside, just chilling.
So then this other guy pulls up, and he pulls up in, like, an orange, like, sports car. Like, you know, those random sports cars. Like, I don't know what they were. I forgot the name. But he pulls up, so I see an orange sports car, and I'm like, huh. Like, I'm just like, he seems like a nice person. Like maybe he can help me. So his windows don't roll down for some reason, and like he opens up his door and he's like, "Oh, do you need help?" He's like, "Do you want me to push your car to the liquor? There's a liquor store down the street." And I was like, "Okay, sure." So then I'm in my car and he's like pushing my car down. All of a sudden, this other random lady pulls up. She starts pushing my car. What? Like she was just like a street person. She starts pushing my car.
You got everybody in New Norwalk helping.
Yeah, and then so they're both pushing my car. She's huffing and puffing. I'm like, thank you. Like I don't know. And then I started getting these. And then another guy on a bike showed up.
3 people.
Yes. So this guy on a bike shows up, and then I started getting fishy. Like, what if these people are gonna set me up? What if they're gonna like rob me and like kill me and stuff? And I was like, oh fuck, what am I doing? But at the same time, I'm like, it's okay, girl. Like you're fine. Like just trust yourself.
That lady kicks in.
Right? Like you're
girl. You're alright, man.
Yeah, but that was wrong at that time. So then they finally like pushed me like half a mile down the street. Like I don't know how they did it, but they pushed me down the street into the car in the parking lot. And the girl, she's like huffing and puffing. I'm like, here's $2. Like I gave her some money because I was like, I felt bad.
Why can you buy $2, eh?
I don't know. I didn't have a lot of money. I was just like, here, this is what I have. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's a gesture.
And so the guy, and I'm just like, oh, you seem like a cool guy. I was like, oh, he smelled my car because my car, I had hotbox and smelled like weed. Yeah. And he's like, oh, you smoke? And I was like, yeah. He's like, let's smoke. So I was like, all right. So then I was waiting for the tow, so I parked my car, and we got in his car, and we were smoking, and I was just like telling him about what's going on, and he was just like, oh, I was like, can you give me, I was just telling him, like, can you give me a ride to my boyfriend's house? It's right down the street. And he just got all weird after that. He was like, he's like, oh. And then he was like, oh, you know, I do meth and all that.
What?
And I was like, oh, fuck, what did I get myself into?
That's
like,
wild.
This is, I gotta get out of here. And I was just like, you know what? I gotta go.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna go. And then I just got out of his car and I just went into my car. And then I was just like stressed out because it started getting later and more weirdos started coming out to the liquor store. I was at a liquor store. So like everyone that was coming was like buying like Swishers and beer and just like, I don't know. They were just like not good people. And then I realized at the point, I'm like, this was all bad. Like, I should have just stayed in my car. I realized that I didn't really know the precautions of like being on the street like late at night.
Like you were out there in the streets just
like trusting everyone.
Willy-nilly,
And it's like you really can't trust these people. You can't trust everyone. So then after that I'm like, you know what? I can't be so trusting to everyone that I meet.
Have you never had like a bad experience with trusting somebody or something?
Have I never?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, people...
You have, but it wasn't, like, salient enough to be like, never again, you know?
No. I mean, maybe I was just so used to being, like, lied to. Yeah. That, like, it was normal. That I was just, like...
That's dark.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Just so I thought it was just so. Like, I don't know.
So conditioned to being.
It wasn't a thing. Yeah, I felt like okay, I know when someone's trying to get over me, get over on me, but
you accepted your fate at that point. You're just like, all right, well, if you're gonna do it.
No, I think at a certain point, growing up when I was a kid, I used to be very paranoid. I don't know what happened to me when I was a kid, but like I think I just went through some things that were traumatic. Yeah. And later on, it made me paranoid about certain things. Yeah. And so I grew up very paranoid. But then at a certain point, I realized that. So I was like...
Also, you started doing the work yourself and you're like, no.
I was like, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm like, I'm not going to be scared of anything anymore. I'm just going to do it. So then I started being more daring and like going outside of my comfort zone and like doing things that like, and then I just have this feeling of like being protected and like I just don't really consider, I don't really think about like death or like I don't really think about like me dying in like some accident or like me getting hurt in a certain way from my actions. Like, I don't do crazy things. Like, I'm very safe, but, like, I still like to go... I'm so curious.
Yeah, we were talking about, like, death earlier. And I think you said something, like, pretty profound, where it was, like... Well, you know, where you were, like, you know, death is really sad for the people that are here.
Yeah.
You know, it has nothing to do with the actual person. But it's like, it hurts for, like, the grieving, you don't, the notion is you don't grieve when you die. Like,
the person who dies doesn't grieve. Yeah. You know,
but even with that, it's like a temporary thing for the people here on Earth, too. So it's like, for me, like, I'm still trying to, like, make sense of death. I don't think I ever will, so I'm almost at a point where just like we'll get there when we get there. You know?
Yeah, you're like content with not knowing.
Yeah, because like you'll go. There's two things in life as a male. I think you go crazy in trying to figure out. One, my dad told me was like you'll go crazy trying to figure out women. And I think the other part is death. Like, I think you go crazy, probably even to the point of suicide if you try to, like, figure out, like, what is death all about?
Yeah.
You know? And, it's an interesting thing. But I really think the pain in death is only felt by the people that are living in this reality, at least, you know?
Yeah. like the pain of like loss and like not having them, and then we start to think about our own death.
Because we're not immortal. Like you start thinking of like, hey, I'm gonna have to go, and then that uncertainty kind of like scares the shit out of you. You're like, I don't know what's gonna happen next. You can only believe about what's gonna happen next, but like you don't know for sure. And like you spend, us as humans, we spend this whole time trying to like figure this life out because we're kind of just placed here out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then like you think you have a grasp on what life is here, and then you die, and then you're like you go into this abyss where you don't know again.
Yeah, right? That's what we understand.
Yeah.
Like who knows?
Who knows? I think that's the thing is that scares everybody. It's just like, I don't know what's gonna happen next, and that's what everybody's fear of death is.
Void and you're just like, I used to be. My feelings about death, like when I was younger, it was like it's gonna like I was scared to die because I felt like it would be painful. Like however it is you die, and then I was like, well, it's gonna be boring. Like where am I gonna go? Like like I'm not gonna be alive. Like and I used to think that I would miss people. Once I was out of Earth. You know what I mean? Like
And then you don't think that anymore now, or what? What do you think happens to us when we die?
I don't know. Like there's all these like theories,
Well, what do you?
Like
what do you believe?
I choose to believe for my own sanity.
Like, I think that's what it comes down to. It's like you just choose to believe something. You try to roll the dice on one thing, and then like if it doesn't happen, it's like I guess I was wrong.
Like I feel like the moment that you die, right before you die, you leave your body, and like you don't really experience the pain. That's what I tell myself. Like you know what I mean? Like you don't experience the pain, and like. And you know what's also crazy? So I think that, but that's just like for me to cope with like life and like not being scared to do things because I'm gonna die from it.
It's a coping mechanism.
But then I also think that like, what was I gonna say?
About what happens when you die?
Yeah, I also like I don't know. I think that like we just kind of. I don't know.
I don't think anybody knows. So you're
we don't know. But then some people have like near death experiences. And then they come back and they tell their stories.
Which is always. I have trust issues, so I'm like I don't know. Man.
You don't know if you believe all that.
But then I really feel like death is a lot like your dreams too. Right, like you might just like go. You just slip into like a dream that at this point you just can't be like, all right, I've had enough, and just wake up.
Sometimes I feel like that's life.
Like we could be asleep right now, and this
is just like a more vivid dream. You know what I mean?
Like this is just like the waking life part. But
I mean, you hear like, oh, maybe you live once you die. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who knows what happens like once you die? We've
just become so acclimated to like the senses here in this life. As opposed to like when we're dreaming, we're kind of like, we're like this fish out of water a little bit, where we're like, oh, this feels weird, but like I still have like a sense of consciousness. In it, but it still feels weird. But like it's just in this life, and we feel more like we're like used to like breathing like oxygen.
And it's consistent.
You know what I mean? It's like 8 hours a day we're sleeping, and then
but
we wake
that's
up.
The weird thing about it is like we sleep for 8 hours a day. That's I mean, every day is 24 hours. I don't know. Time is weird, but like you're sleeping for a lot of the time. Like. You know what I mean? And that's why it's weird. Like, some people who, like, when they sleep too much, like, they start to, like, be in a different state because they're always sleeping.
It's like they're not here anymore.
They're not here, but they're still somewhere. It's weird.
I need to get memory off of here.
Oh, you're running out of memory?
Yeah, I have 2 minutes left.
Okay. How do you know that?
Right here.
Oh, once that starts beeping?
No, I know I have an hour and 24 minutes every...
How long have we been talking
We've been talking for a minute, man.
No, have we been even talking about anything? Like, honestly, like, when I came here, I'm like, I don't know what our conversations are. I
forgot where we stopped last.
What we were talking about?
Yeah. Hold on. We're just
I have a question. Like, what made you want to start this project? Small talk.
A plethora of things.
Really?
Not lay on your curls.
It's okay.
Where did I start?
What inspired you?
I think so I have like kind of like some, you know, social anxiety and stuff, and like I always found myself not either saying too little or saying too much in an awkward way.
Yeah.
So like I kind of felt like I needed, and top of this year was like I wanted, my whole goal was to get out of my own way of doing things. So, you know, I recognize that like I have like these like pretty like powerful ideas, but like I would be in my own way of them coming into fruition.
Yeah.
And so my social anxiety being one of them. And so, but I do have like this love for connecting to people, with people, and just like having the conversation that matters with them. And so like I always felt like small talk in like social settings was also that block of doing that, you know.
Did you like small talk?
I hate small talk.
Oh, okay.
No, I hate it, you know. So it's just like, it just speaks to like what this show is about. It's like, really this show is like me conquering, you know, those, I wouldn't say fears, but like those walls I put up with people, just because, you know, I find everybody interesting in their own form or fashion, and I want to talk to them about it and stuff. And
but
so,
it's maybe hard to like
it's hard
get
to
on that level, like when you're out and like small talk. People don't talk about things like this.
Usually when I'm out, it's like for a show, or like it's hard to have an intimate conversation with somebody over loud music. And 70 other people around you, you know. So I just think the art of communication is lost in a way, in like face-to-face, like real-time communication. I wanted to challenge myself and kind of bring it, not even bring it back, but like bring it into my life in a meaningful way.
Yeah, do it the way you want to do it if it was the perfect world.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah, I mean, and so like, so then I started like thinking about how I wanted to do that, and I didn't want it just like a regular podcast. I wanted like a visual podcast, because and then I actually like the angle, like this whole like angle deal came to be because I was like, this was actually an angle that I like wrote for like a screenplay that I was writing and stuff. And I thought it was just like a very intimate way of capturing, you know, something.
I like it's very relaxed and like
you
can let loose. Like I felt comfortable the entire time.
Oh, that's
you know what I mean?
Yeah. You said you felt like you were at the dentist.
At first.
Like you're waiting for them to enter your mouth.
Yeah. But no, it's actually really relaxing. You know, you're just like laying down.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. So how do you like choose? Like, how do you decide who you want to talk to?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I have to feel it. Like, I think I wanted it to. Well, for you specifically, I think I wanted to talk to you because I was honestly curious about you.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think that's the first thing for everybody is like, there's something about. I think everybody has something that's worth inquiring about. You know.
Yeah.
It just, the way you piqued my curiosity was a little different. And so I was like, huh. And then, like, I definitely like your, I definitely like your shop. And I want to do, you know, the best I can to, you know, spread awareness of how good it is.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, and so there was that.
Yeah.
And like I was telling you before, like I just don't know. I don't know anything about you, so it was like I just wanted to find out. You know, I just wanted to know how you think and how you came to be this person that you are on what's today, October 16th.
All right, it's probably the 17th.
17th, yeah. Damn, we've been talking for a minute. Yeah. So like, yeah, I guess it just whatever piques my interest in. I just think everybody has something worth saying. You know, so.
Yeah. You know.
Everybody has like their own life experiences.
Yeah, I was kind of nervous at first, like when you asked me, because I am very reserved.
Yeah, yeah.
And like most people don't know much about me.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm on like kind of like a mystery.
Yeah,
just
you
wondering.
are a mystery. Yeah, yeah.
And so like you wanted me to do this, so I was like, oh gosh, I'm gonna I'm gonna be exposed.
I was just as nervous to even ask you to do it as I think you were. Like even up to this point where you came through and, you know.
Yeah.
Which I thank you for. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
I was telling my lady today, I was texting, I was like, you know, I still get very nervous with these.
And I thought about that too with you. Like, he probably gets nervous every time.
I do, like, because this is me challenging me, you know? So it's like, this is very out of the ordinary for me. I'd rather not talk and just listen. Than to be a host of some
of a conversation.
Yeah.
Because like that's how I am too. Like I would I cringe at like having a long conversation with someone.
Yeah.
Because I never know what to say, but like I can like when it's one-on-one, like I can talk.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
I figured like I'll just pretend like you know, which it is, just one-on-one.
Yeah, what I'm figuring out here is like I think we're very similar.
Yeah.
In a way. And
like social.
Yeah, and maybe that's the reason why, you know, I saw myself in you or something.
Yeah.
You know, the first time I saw it, I was like, huh, you know.
Yeah, I always thought you were cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I'm not even a talkative person, but I still tried to talk to you. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be your friend because you seemed like a genuine person.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just
how you started.
Yeah, that's how this whole thing came to be. And then like, you know, there's some other stuff that got involved, like, you know, just for the aesthetic, like, you know, there was like there's some references to like some soft porn and like it was
oh my gosh. That's so funny you say that.
Why?
Because like I got those vibes when I came in. Like I didn't really know how it was gonna be. Like, I didn't know like if you were gonna be by yourself,
yeah,
or like if you thought that I was gonna bring someone. You know?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, and especially like with this whole Harvey Weinstein thing, like Weinstein or whatever thing. I was like, I hope she doesn't think I'm like some creeper dude.
You know what's so funny is I don't judge. I don't judge people, but I still get feelings. I was just like, I came in and I was like, oh, like you see the setup, and you're like, even though it's just like a small little GoPro, like, you're like, I like, huh. Yeah. But I never, you know, I didn't get weird vibes. No, I was just like, this looks like
this is a strange time to like, just, you know, shoot some shit in like and have a setting. Like, just say, hey, let's talk.
You know what's funny, because I didn't know, like, it's my first time really getting to know you. Yeah. And I was like, you know when you have first impressions? Yeah. It's like my first impressions, like, okay, like this setup, it was just funny. It's like, okay, that's how he is. Yeah. But, I don't know, it's cool. I don't really, I just kind of go with the flow. Yeah. And don't really, like think about like things in sexual ways, even though it's obvious. Mm-hmm. But like I'm just like, oh, it's cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I don't think I'm like a creeper dude at all. Yeah. You know, so like no. But I know like 80% of the things I do need to be explained, and I never explain them. You know,
you don't feel the need.
Not that I don't feel the need, but I just don't feel like I don't have the thought to. Like, I'm just like, of course they'll understand.
That's exactly how I am. Yeah. I'm actually aware that like the way I come off might not be like, it's not how I truly am. Yeah. And I love it. Like I like that people assume things, and I love like not being what they assume. Yeah, it's just like you really have no idea what's really going on, but it's just fun to like
kind of mess with them a little.
Yeah, it's fun to like see how people react.
Because you got the power at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think so. What is something the world doesn't know about you but should?
I think that like people assume that I'm very like soft and sweet, but I think that they should know that there's like a balance, and that I also have this other side of me, you know, this other like dark side. Really? But it's okay to be both. You know, it's okay because I feel like everyone has that side. Yeah. But I think it's just duality, like I think it would just be cool if like I don't know, people just didn't really judge.
Does that dark side like intend any harm? Like
no.
It's just something that you deal with.
Yeah.
It's something specific for you.
I think like when people meet me, they see one side of me, but when they get to know me more, they see a more like maybe feisty side, and they're like, whoa, like they're so shocked. Yeah. And it's just like it's just people should be more open to like the layers. Like everyone has layers, and like
everybody's experiencing something.
You know?
Yeah.
Just to not be so shocked at like the different personalities.
So what you're telling me is like you're not to be fucked with.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you'll test somebody.
Yeah.
And they come impress you.
Yeah, like I'm very nice and kind.
To a point.
Yeah, to a point.
Yeah. When have you like recently had to like check somebody or something?
No. I mean, not that I can think of. Like,
have you in the past?
Yeah.
That was a funny, I was like, what kind of yeah was that? I was like, I'm not too proud of it, but I guess you got me.
No, I mean, I don't know. I think it's just like I can't really think of a time right now.
Yeah, it's all good. How you feel?
I feel good. I feel relaxed. I'm chilling on the floor.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a hard floor though.
It is. I like sleeping on the floor.
Really?
I do. I want to go back to it.
I heard that helps your back.
It does. It really does help your back. And you just wake up with like more energy.
I feel like you have like a remedy for most things, most ailments.
like my own little remedy.
Yeah, like whenever someone has a sore throat or something, I'm gonna hit you up.
You should, because I do. I love home remedies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
You got.
Because I never really liked, because it's so fun. It's like, you don't have to take medicine that they give you. You can just take something from the earth, and it works. It actually works.
No, I'm with you.
It's fun, and it's like way less expensive.
I'm totally with you.
You know?
Way less expensive.
It's less expensive because it's like all you gotta do is like go buy something, like go buy some like vegetables and like make a soup and eat it all day and you'll be better. You know, or like drink some tea.
Yeah.
And that'll make you feel better. But like people don't really believe it. They're like, oh, I can't drink tea.
You gotta have these chemicals.
Yeah, it's
you gotta
like,
put these.
It's like I love.
You gotta take these shots.
Yeah.
All right. So you feel good?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you feel good?
I feel great.
Wait, what's something that you want to let the world know about you that they don't know?
Oh wow. I never realized how large of a question that is till now. What's up with me? Well, as I like pull your hair,
I'm like, ow, like that one hurt.
I don't know. I think I did a lot of, especially this week. I did a lot of like learning about myself and like interacting with like people and just learning about people and how they interact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the ultimate thing I learned was that I just found out about myself is that, you know, like I said, like there's like there's an observer part of yourself, and then there's like the part that's projected out to the world and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So like there's, you know, for me there's Daniel and then there's the observer of Daniel and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like the observer of Daniel really likes to roast the shit out of me.
Really?
Yeah, so like, I mean, it was a rough week for me, and so like, I can like, at the same time, like, there's a part of me that's just like, look at you, like, just sad, or like, look at you, just like frustrated,
like laughing at you, like,
really? But it's like, but even with that, it's still like a comforting thing because the observer knows that it's only temporary. Like, well, at some point, me as Daniel would be able to look back at it with the observer and be like, yeah, that was, like, I was wilding at that point. Like, I was really in over my head at that point, you know? So, like, I think what I know the world doesn't know, because I just found out about me. That about me is that, like, there's just like a part of me that just is like just is unfazed. It's just like it's just rolling with the punches, and just is like nothing really matters that it affect how I view like life in itself. You know, like life is always gonna be something I'm experiencing. You know, as like say like some kind of film. You know, like it's like a movie in a sense. You know.
Yeah, and you're playing your role.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, look at him sad.
I know.
You know, like,
I do that too.
You know, oh, look at him just angry at, you know. So it's, I just like tapping into that
That's
guy.
good that you have that, you know.
Yeah, it's cool.
And you don't get like too lost in like.
It's a good escape. I'll tell you that much, because like, you know, if you like dwell in your head a little bit too much, then, you know, not too many good things. Yeah, not too many good things can come from that. But like, you can realize that like you kind of just.
This is just part of life.
This
and, like,
is just part of it.
This
is gonna play out. You know, nothing is permanent.
Yeah.
We live in a world devoid of absolutes. You know, so it's like nothing is forever. Nothing is always. Nothing is never.
It's not constant. It's like up and down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it's like, hey.
No expectations, like
friendships end, relationships end.
Yeah, you have like that inner wisdom, but you're still a human and you're still learning and growing. But you still have that higher self that's telling you, like, you know, this happens. It's okay. Just get up.
Yeah. It allows you to live another day.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
Yeah. But yeah. That is a train.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. I think it's
over.
Are we good? Or do you want to talk some more?
I have a lot to say still.
All
I
right,
really
let's talk.
have a lot to say.
Let's go.
And like, no, I don't. No, I'm done.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you positive?
Yeah.
All right.